Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are at Suzuka, the home of Japanese motorsport in the past 40 years, for a round 3 of the Biscuit Hybrid Challenge, the 3-hour enduro race with GT3 cars. My name is Philip, I'll be in the commentary booth today, and I'm joined by my good friend Panders.
Hello, welcome tonight. Hello, Philip. Thanks for having me. Excited for the race today here at Suzuka. Our grid, how strong is our grid today? 14 people joined so far. What do you think? What do you think are we in for today? You think it's gonna be wet?
I'm personally thinking, and I'm really hoping for the wet race today. We have 14 teams, but some of these teams actually have 2 drivers, since this is a team event. The first 2 races were a 30-minute sprint. This is a 3-hour team event. Some drivers elected to do it as a solo, some drivers are doing it as a duo. So we'll be seeing a lot of drivers and hopefully a little bit of rain to spice things up.
Very well. So we're right on board here now with Andre Katz in the BMW. If driving the BMW M4, am I mistaken? Wasn't he one of the guys who drove the M6 last time?
No, actually. Last time out in the Enduro series, Andre Katz was driving an Aston Martin. So this is the first time he's in the BMW, and he's been doing quite well this year on this championship. The teammate is the one and the only Jesse Dörr, who's gonna be teaming up and who hasn't had the most impressive season, but I'm keeping my hopes up for another solid race and a solid performance here.
Mm-hmm. I'm a bit out of the picture at the moment, so I didn't drive myself. About the BMW, how's the BOP treating it? Is it still strong?
The BMW is a very strong car. In general, it is a very strong car on most of the tracks. Here, it is probably not the strongest car. This track should be dominated by the likes of Porsche. Probably the Audi. Honda is pretty good here, but that Mercedes is the car to beat here. It is probably like 2 or 3 tenths quicker than anything else, so that team should be in for a good shout. Number 76, currently driving by Nate Arendes.
Very interesting, okay.
As we do have Steve Muckley completing the final lap of this session, the practice session, and we should be shortly advancing into qualifying, and with the weather being unpredictable, this could be a very interesting session. Yes, indeed. It is raining. It is currently raining. We have 20 minutes left, but in 10 minutes, there should be dry track.
Then let's see what people are doing. In 10 minutes, you think a dry track?
Indeed, though, weather radar says 10 minutes, the track is gonna be dry, as we do have a car on track. That is the Audi 243 by Gergely Kunsabo, who is gonna take the track, try to set a banker lap. Well, it's not gonna be the fastest time by any stretch of the imagination in the wet, but maybe just setting the tire pressures, maybe getting a good feel for the race. What do you think?
I mean, could be that some people just might try to get kind of a good lap in now, because okay, with 10 minutes left, we will have a drying track, but then the track will also be very crowded. So if you don't get in front, I think you will have a tough time with traffic.
Possibly. I can agree with that. Also, these cars need to create a dry line, so more cars on track, the track's gonna dry out quicker. It is still raining slightly here, expecting the rain to stop any minute really now. So it's gonna be interesting to see who best adapts to these conditions.
Very true. You said that the Porsche would be very good in the rain. I'm interested to see if that holds true. So I'm actually welcoming the fact that people are on track, so I can take a look at the Porsche times. So we can take a look at the Porsche times and see how they compare to the other cars.
The Porsche is it is a fantastic car in the wet that rotates very quickly. It has a very good TC as well, so it allows it to accelerate quick. It is If it rains, the Porsche is probably the favorite in the race, even above that Mercedes, which does not perform well in the race. So we'll definitely have a race of two halves, really depending on the weather here.
Yes, very much indeed. So, so the race will be 3 hours. So maybe let's just quickly go over the format we are racing today. So mandatory pit stops, yes, no, and the stint timers.
We do indeed have mandatory pit stop with a mandatory tire change as well in the race. The driver time should be 54... No, just above 1 hour, I believe. Let me double check that. But every driver needs to complete at least one stint. So if there's two drivers, both need to be driving the car at some point. And that is the clincher. It is only 6 dry tires. If this race is dry, it should be alright now since the quali session is in the wet. But if we used more dry tires than we have, it could have been a very nasty affair for somebody going out on a used set of dry tires.
Oh yeah, very much indeed. So that would be, we don't know yet. See how different teams manage their tires over the race. But with it being wet now, let's see how it pans out. So I think it's stopped raining now. So we're gonna see the track drying up now and the times improving.
It did indeed stop raining. We can see that the track is now damp. The cars are going to clear the water, and we're hoping that the track goes green. We currently have damp conditions, so that should turn into greasy once the water does dissipate a little bit, as we do have all 14 cars, almost all 14 cars. There's 4 cars just chilling in the pit lane at the moment. But once the track gets green, I think that's where we're going to see the quickest times.
Yes, very much so. We got about 60 minutes left. Currently on board with, watching Enric Katz again. Everybody's been clean so far. I saw one yellow flag at the very beginning, which was Jesse Dodde in...
Well, this very car should be that Jesse Dodde is driving, but Katz is currently in the car, so...
Yeah.
Fairly clean practice session for a dumb track, I do have to agree. I would like to jump in and talk about the championship a little bit, as we do have this beautiful orange Audi leading the championship. That is the car of Nipam Shah and James de Havilland in the VRM Racing, who are on top currently with 235 points after 2 rounds, with Pavel's pin-up boys, which would be Harry Spears, who is not taking part in this particular race as it clashes with SRO America. Second on 212 points with BMW Technica Racing. That is the car of Matteo Schmidt and Rhys Corbin, who also could not be here today and currently has a substitute in that car, Matteo Schmidt, in 3rd place, just 35 points behind. It's still pretty much tied, as this is a team-oriented championship, this whole thing. We do not score driver points, this is purely a team championship.
Yes, and currently we have Joris Peters VM in the number 519 car with the fastest lap so far, 2 minutes 8 seconds, .665.
That is quick, but everybody else at this moment is going quicker. There is green all over the board.
Yes.
And as we do get another fastest lap by Oscar Sarista, who just stops in that Aston Martin, beating Joris by half a second there. Times are dropping quickly, Panders.
Yeah. See, track is still saying that it's damp, so let's see if the drivers can get it to greasy and green in a reasonable amount of time.
I would expect, judging on the performance in the practice session, which also went from wet to dry, we should be seeing greasy fairly soon, within a couple of laps. So the times will start dropping, as we do have a yellow flag. That is Honda of Sami Kali, who is doing this race solo, as his teammate unfortunately had a PC failure and decided to go on a holiday instead of trying to fix it. So this is going to be a tough 3 hours for this Honda.
Yeah, and we have another yellow flag, 2 yellow flags, Nipam Shah and who's that? Gurgly Kun Sabo.
Yes, indeed, but I believe
I probably butchered that name.
you were actually fairly close. I would probably butcher it a little bit as it is a Hungarian name. We will find it out as we do have Oscar Sarista just going slow out of the pit lane. Or exiting the pit lane. A little bit weird of our drivers to just be stopping there and impeding, but that's life in qualifying.
Yeah, meanwhile, time's already dropping down to 2 minutes 7s.
They are indeed, and we're spectating Jordan Burroughs, who is currently almost 5/10 up on the current lap in this beautiful Fricadelli Porsche.
Yeah, currently, what's that? 4 people without, 5 people without, or 5 teams without a time. 6, I'm sorry, pardon me.
2 of those cars still sitting in the pit lane. Both Victor Gallen and Matteo Schmidt sitting in the pit lane waiting for better conditions.
Yeah, but it's now, it's approaching the 10-minute mark, so maybe you will need the, I think you will need the wet tires for 5 more minutes.
I think so. I think this will be, regardless of what happens, a wet quali session. Even though the track is, the rain is not falling, the track is not going to be clear of water, and the tires, ooh, as we do see a lovely drift there from Jordan Burroughs. Hence for that, but also for this lap time, 2:06.680.
Yes, and what you were saying, because the track is not going to dry itself. If you take a look at the conditions, it's still overcast and the wind is just 2 km/h, so there's no drying on the physics side. Just the car is doing it right now.
There goes the Honda of Sami Kali, who goes P2 with that lap. 8 tenths behind Jordan Burroughs, but a good result for the Honda. And a fan favorite, Andre Katz, on a quick lap, a second now, but lost a lot of that time in the chicane. Lost good 2 tenths in the chicane. Going for the line. The line here on Suzuka is the second line, and that is gonna be a 2:07.6 P3.
P3. Very, very nice, but we still expect... I think that's not gonna cut it for top 7.
I do not think so. No, I am expecting these times to drop at least by another second, if not more, when the track gets dry. However, a lot of drivers are currently just sitting in the pit lane. The track is not getting clear of water, so we could be in for a little bit more of a wet session than we expected. At least I.
Yeah, probably, like I said, the game is not doing it for them. They need to do it themselves, and now they're... if the majority or if many people are just sitting there, you might like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people still in the pits, or again in the pits. If we have 5 to 6 people constantly in the pits, I don't know.
Yeah, still looking at the damn track. I don't think these drivers in the pits are doing themselves any favors. You do not know what the conditions are going to be in the race. This could be a good practice session, if anything, and sitting in a pit lane now, not feeling the track, especially when there is unlimited amount of wet tires one can use. I do not agree with this.
Yeah, and you already see that some teams still need to put in some work, like the number 51 car is nearly 7 seconds off, and with what's that? 4 teams not having a time on the board. You need to do something. Like right now.
I think so. We haven't seen Victor Gallen out at all. Hasn't set a lap time. Usually a very quick driver. I do remember them having an issue as Oscar Sarista abandons that lap. I believe that was a cut in the chicane, if I'm correct, because that was a full second up on that lap time. That is a shame from that Aston Martin.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Let's see. Do we have other people that haven't posted a time? If a 424 car, no. On a not a vetted lap, but I think approaching. A, I think they're on the outlap now. I'm gonna jump
The
on board for their first lap.
424 is about to complete a quick lap. It is going to be a quick lap. That's gonna put him
Oh,
up to. Or was that an outlap?
number 519 is just 1 second up on his previous time.
Can Joris do a good time here? Yes, they can.
P2.
Going P2 by less than 2 tenths away from Jordan Burroughs. What a result. That's the best Sector 1 and best Sector 3 from Joris Peters win.
Yes. Very quick.
Here's that Audi from Gergely Kunsabo again on a quick lap. 8 tenths up in the first sector. The track is drying out fairly quickly now. So expecting this to be a good lap. Another person on a good lap is Nipam Shah, but Nipam is just behind this. So for the moment, I think we're gonna stick with Gergely Kunsabo. 1.2 seconds up currently. Lost a little bit of time there through the Degners. Now going for the hairpin.
Oh, but now gaining lots of time there in the hairpin.
Yeah, it is getting more and more dry by the moment. This could be a very, very good lap by Gergely Kunsabo. He is 2.4 seconds off the pace currently, but the way he's getting every sector, this could be close. This could be very, very close.
Just has to keep it together now. Don't be greedy on that greasy track now. So we're approaching the greasy state. So we'll probably have green like the last minute of the quali. Maybe.
Barely, just barely, but the times are gonna start dropping now. Gergely Kunsabo 1.6, 1.7 now. You can see all the drivers taking much more aggressive line through the 130R, carrying much more speed. 2 seconds up currently with a good chicane. This could be P1.
I think not quite, but this is probably a good P. What is it, P3?
It could be a P3, definitely, if not higher. Yes, P3, 3 tenths behind. Nipam Shah was on a good lap. 7 tenths up, 8 tenths up, accelerating quickly.
Meanwhile, we have Matteo Schmidt going into P2 with a 2 minutes 6.765.
As we do have
Number
a
230.
slight spin from Michael Vavier and reverse it into the gravel. Probably just keeping it safe. Oh, do I see a Porsche Victor Gallen going out? Finally, we see him on the track without any issues, and hopefully this is not a commentator's curse.
Okay, currently we have the next improvement is Sami Kal going into P1.
P1 by
position.
Honda by 4 tenths of a second. Well done, Sami, and a lovely drift just to pair it up. Going into the wall, just about. Could have held it better.
Anybody else? Yes, we have Nipam Shah and Stephen Muckley currently improving in P6 and P11 respectively.
Nipam just ahead of Steve, so we will watch this lap from the VRM racing driver, the championship leading driver, like I said. So down in P6, improving by 5 tenths, still needs to find at least 3.5 tenths to challenge for the pole position.
Yes, I'm wondering what kind of tires they're driving right now. Let's see. Can I wet?
These are wet tires.
Yeah, the game is telling me they're still on wet tires.
These are all wet tires. The track is definitely not dry enough. There is a dry line, but the track is not dry enough. Was that a valid lap from Nipam? No, that was an invalidated lap by Nipam. Went wide, 130R. Just a little bit of understeer. This lap is going to waste. This was a 7 tenths up by Nipam. Could have been pole position. Nate Rendas in the Mercedes going for the touch on the wall. That is unfortunate. That means only 1 lap for that Mercedes to get it anywhere near, as they are continuing with the damage. I do not agree with that. I would go back to garage, fix that damage, and be on my way for like one qualifying lap.
Yeah, meanwhile, we have now 3 minutes left in the qualifying now, and Victor Galan in a 4:19, still without a lap on the board. So I think he's on and out lap now, and we're gonna see his first fast lap of the day.
Victor has just about 2 laps to make it count. So I'm really hoping for a good result here, as Steve Muckley has had an incident in that McLaren just about keeps it going. Any improvements so far? Only minor improvements. Nippam improving by 0.2 currently, but I have to say, by this point in the last lap, Nippam was up 0.6 of a second. The track's getting drier, but not that much. There's the massive delta that we were expecting is not there. Nippam losing time. Sami Kalle is in a prime position in that Honda, something I did not expect to see.
Yeah, I'm currently still watching Victor Galan in the number 419 Porsche, and if you pay attention to the track, I don't know if you can see it on stream, but there are still some puddles. Oh, and Victor Galan going off the track, invalidating this lap. They're cutting it close, so they only have 1 lap left.
Very, very close. Victor has 1 single lap left to make it count and get outside that P14, which, wow, as Sami Kalle makes a mistake, that is qualifying down for them. Can Nippam improve? Nippam will have this plus 1 more lap. Nippam is only 0.2 up. That's not going to be enough. It is not. It's only P5. Gergely Kunsabo in the Audi going down the back straight, improving by 0.3 of a second. That is not enough for P1, but maybe the chicane is a little bit drier now. Can they get a good acceleration out of there?
Meanwhile, we have Michael Favier causing a yellow flag in, I think that's sector 2. No, sector 3, I'm sorry.
Nippam parks the car.
now.
Nippam parks the car. He's done for. Gergely Kunsabo across the line. Lost a ton of time in the chicane. This is not going to be an improvement at all. Who do we have on the track? There is 22 seconds left. Jordan Burroughs out on the track. Can I make it? Can I make it till the finish line before the time runs out? 14 seconds left. Can Jordan get this lap? 8 seconds. Vanders, this is going to be close. He doesn't have it. He does not have the lap. Jordan Burroughs miscalculates that. He ends qualifying 4 tenths down. Do we have anybody else left on a lap? Matteo Schmidt just got in, I believe.
I think Steve Muckley is just currently... is he finishing his lap? I think he's finishing his last lap.
Yes. Steve is improving, but that was torrid chicane. Got a good exit. Hairpin got a good exit out of it, so gaining time here. 6 tenths up, but Steve is 5 seconds down. Steve is not gonna trouble P1. Polovchuk in the 55 BMW is also improving. Where is Polovchuk on the racetrack? Just going into the 130R. Just going through Spoon and 130R. But that's again not enough for an improvement. Gergely Kunsabo on the grass out of this quali session. Oh, there's a quick time. We do have a quick time. Joris Peterson. No, they lost it all in the chicane. That was 7 tenths up. That had to be a mistake. I do want to see a replay of that. That had to have been a mistake into the chicane.
Steve is now nearly 2 seconds up on his last time.
No.
Nearly, so 1.8. So is gaining some massive time in the last couple of corners here. 2.1 seconds.
Steve across the line. 2 seconds. Will they get him up? No, only one position.
Only one position.
Matteo Schmidt still on lap. 7 tenths down though. Nobody is improving. Nobody could match the pace of the Honda in the wet.
And Victor Galan is
Oh,
out of it, not posting a lap in qualifying. The
wow.
Porsche team.
Cross the line. Matteo Schmidt just a little bit further, but that is not going to be an improvement. That is the qualifying done. That is a sensational pole position by Sami Kali in the Honda. I believe a maiden pole position here. Well done.
Yes, and if you if you see like P1 to P6, they're within a second, so we can expect some close racing for the first couple of minutes at least.
We are expecting well, close racing here. I'm told that Honda is a very, very, very deadly car that could at any moment snap. But here are the results, and you can go through them. Banders are starting grid.
All right, our starting grid. Of course, we start with Sami Kyle in the Honda in the car 255. In P2, we have, let me just go to the right here that I can see everything. In P2, we have Jordan Burroughs with Fricadelli Team Racing, the number 185 car. In position 3, opening up the second row, we have Joris Petersweem from Iron Force Racing in the Porsche as well, number 519. P4, Matteo Schmidt, BMW Technica Racing, number 230. P5, Nipam Shah of VRM Racing, our Indian driver, so out of India, number 349. In P6 from Outpace Andy Racing, the number 243, we have Gergely Kunsabo. And in P7, our Dutch racer, Jesse Dodder, in the BMW number 23 of No Sweat Racing. P8, we have Pavlo Polovchuk, BMW Nitro, and is the number 55 Ukrainian racer with us tonight. On P9, we have Oscar Zaristo, Tiger Racing Team, number 127 in the Aston Martin. In P10, we have Steve. Wait, is it Steve Muckley or is it? Wait.
It is the team of Steve Motley and Jamie Shaw. They are trying to get a Steve set that lap time, but Jamie might be starting the car.
Okay, for of Wild Things Racing, number 424. I'm seeing 424, 419. I'm not seeing the 420s. I don't approve of that, but okay. MP11. Nate Arendas of Team Fuck Cancer in the Mercedes AMG, number 76, American racer with us tonight. So interesting to see how his ping is. P12, Michael Vavier in the Audi, number 45 of M4R Racing, Dutch racer with us tonight. P13, Kevin Onda of Cinnamon Toast Racing. In P13, number 51. And the last guy, last but not least, Victor Galan of Iron Force Racing in the Porsche. Didn't post a lap, so has to start from the back.
Just a note that in this session we will not have Ryan Curtis, who did a little bit of error and managed to join in the wrong car. So Michael Vavier is going to be driving that Audi 45 completely alone in this session. We do have a few drivers opting to do it solo. Sami Kyle and Jordan Burroughs doing it solo, as is Joris Petersweem. The first driver that is doing it with the teammate Gergely Kunsabo, Felix Chef in P6. We shall see who's starting this race. Usually the driver who does the qualifying does start the race as well, but sometimes strategy might play a bit of a part in that. However, I would like to point your attention to the weather, dear viewers and panders, who can tell us more about what is going to happen in 10 minutes time.
Yeah, in 10 minutes time, it's gonna start raining, and in 30 minutes time, rain will increase. So, temperature wise, right now we are on 22 degrees, which will cool down as it will start raining. So, expect a very wet race, maybe, because over the next 30 minutes it will just increase raining. And I don't think it will. Let's see if it will start. If it dries up, but I don't think.
I am
I say,
expecting.
we will have a full wet race.
Uh, I do not think we'll have a full wet race. I'm expecting very changeable conditions, as we say here, but we're gonna have rain in 10 minutes, so that is maybe like only 20 liters of fuel for all of our cars.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm leaning so far out the window now with my prediction here because we have 0 kilometers an hour of wind. So I don't think if the weather is gonna change that much.
Uh, well, the weather in this, well, part of the world could be very, very changeable. Despite having no wind, it is going to be a sprint until those 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Do we know when the rain's gonna come? Not really. Could be very next lap. And then it gets even more rain, so it's gonna be tricky. Very, very tricky conditions. Do you switch drivers immediately? Do you have a driver who's maybe a little bit more comfortable in the wet? Oh, we'll see. A lot of possibilities, but exciting race. A prospect of a very, very exciting race coming up.
Yes. So no, it's I don't know. So Steve Muckley is in the car in P10. I don't know why his teammate is on the board right now.
There we do have a slight issue. Jordan Burroughs, Nipam Shah in the pit lane. They will not be starting this race. Have they made a mistake regarding the strategy? Have they not elected to drive soon enough? This is shocking. This is P2. This is P2, the Porsche, but this is also the championship leader, Nipam Shah. This is an absolute disaster for two of the favorites to win this race. They will be last on the grid coming out of the pit lane. Disaster. I have no other words. Sammy
Yeah,
Cowley will only have to deal with Joris Peters Wien at the start.
well, that is very good for Sammy Cow. That is very good for Sammy. This takes. I think this takes off a good amount of pressure right off the start. I mean, don't get me wrong. Joe Petersweem and Matteo Schmidt are not slow drivers. They are very fast drivers themselves. But I think, like, coming from qualifying, I think Sammy Cowell has a bit of an upper hand here right now. And he's gonna like that having not having pressure from Jordan.
Well, there is one thing not having pressure from Jordan, but this is still a pressure situation for Sammy Cowley, who's starting their first race on pole. First ever pole, I believe, in this series in the Honda. What else to say? Yeah, I'm very proud, especially since Sammy Cowley is my teammate in some other series, so a little bit of pride, a little bit of bias, maybe, but we shall see how that first corner goes. The first corner in Suzuka is always a tough affair, a little bit of understeer, and we could have tears.
Yes. So still single file. When are we approaching?
Just about now, I believe,
Yeah.
as the final car of Victor Gallen. There we go. Victor Gallen is gonna have a fantastic view of all of the cars up front, maybe managing the turn one the best, staying out of any kind of harm's way. Maybe that's the benefit of not doing the qualifying, if that was on purpose. I don't think it was, but
No, I really don't think it was. I think this was just gambling on good conditions and then not managing to put a lap in, unfortunately.
And here we go.
So,
The race about to start. Drivers going down the main straight. A very long main straight here on Suzuka. Nobody next to that is rain.
And it
That
started
is
raining.
raining. It is raining before the race started. We will see a ton of cars spinning on the first lap. Oh, that is excitement. Those dry tires, they will not have any heat. They barely managed to heat them up.
Green light, give it all you can.
And a drive-through for Sami. Carl started out of position. Disaster for the Honda. Wow, I cannot believe this. This is insane.
the question is, were John Burroughs and Nippon Shano, if they were able to...
Oh, we do have we do have contact. That was Victor Gala and Kevin Unda having contact at the start. Let's see a quick replay of that. Was that just a spin? Oh, that is the Aston going very deep and hitting the back of the Porsche. Not a great start for Victor Gallen, but there's not a lot of damage. They can continue, as we do have an overtake, but just covered right in bit. That is Gergely Kunsabo going ahead of Paulo Polovchuk in the 55. As there's contact again, Kunsabo is up. That is a dangerous place to be off, dangerous place to rejoin. Is the Audi reversing? That is a smart thing to do. Oh, what a awful start from some of our contenders, really, for the win.
Yeah, but let's not forget we still have 3 hours to go, so with a wet race, everything can happen. So we have a little weather update. So in 30 minutes, you were right, the rain is gonna light up again. So let's see how.
That was very deep from Joris, very, very deep, nearly touching the back of the BMW from Matteo Schmidt. Sami Kali is getting a little bit of a head start, but here's the conundrum for Sami. He needs to remember to turn off that penalty. He needs to change the tires first, not serve that penalty. Doing another lap on dry tires, it's gonna be a massive, massive handicap, as we do see Andre Katz going around the outside of the Porsche through 130R in these conditions. Well done, hats off to you, Andre. How many cars did you see, Pit?
So like, my game is telling me that Sami Kali is on wet tires.
Really?
Right now, yes.
Do we have...
Like the only dry tires for me are Andre Katz, Joris Peters Wem.
That is...
I think I think those are the only ones on dry tires.
Wow.
Everybody
All
else
right.
started on wets.
So they did think ahead of it. That is, I have to say that was a bold call that I wouldn't make, as Sami Kali does that drive-through as early as possible. What a shame. That was P1, and that is now last position on the grid. Well, not quite last, as Nate Narendas is changing tires. They started on the dries. But if you're saying Andre Katz on dry tires, and Joris as well, that is probably the case, as we do see that BMW of Polovchuk just closing up on them. This is going to be an easy overtake. Oh, what
Yes,
drama. What drama.
We have John Burroughs just gaining position after position, started way back from the pits and is in P8 now, with Nippon Shah right behind him in P9. So those two making their way through the field.
Yeah, but look at that. That is the BMW on wet tires, just cabbing the drive on the Porsche. They cannot stay on these tires. This is no way to stay on these dry tires, if indeed Joris Peters Wiem is on dries and Andre Katz is on dries. Oh, and that is Peters Wiem just drifting those dry tires. Those are done. They have to be ice. Oh, what a shame. What a tactical blunder from the two people starting on dries.
Yeah. Maybe, just thinking of it, I forgot to take a look what John Burroughs and Nippon Shah had at the beginning. Maybe they made a mistake and just took the penalty to start on wet tires. Because if you start from the pits, you can change your tires again in this game.
Probably. I think so. I think that was the reason why they did go to the pit lane. They realized that it's going to rain, as we do see now. Andre Katz and Joris Bittersweem in the pits for the wet tires from, well, very much the leader race to the back of the grid now. Probably Sami Kali as well, as we do have 10-second penalty Kevin Unda for that contact. Probably on dry tires as well. That is not going to be a good start for Kevin Unda. 30 seconds to change tires plus another 10-second penalty. Oof, that is rough.
No, and Unda is also on dry tires. So, yeah, 3 people on dry tires at the start of the race wasn't the right call.
Oh, Undercut's still waiting. This must be painful. Everybody else is doing laps. Undercut's still waiting at BMW, still changing tires, adding fuel. How much fuel do you have in these conditions? You have to add for the full stint. You're assuming that this rain will not stop in 30 minutes, even though it lightens. Oh, disaster. Absolute disaster. The BMW is released. That is a massive spin, nearly hitting the wall, just about pinching Joris on the exit. But that is a massive loss. They're half a lap behind. Oof. Rough start. Rough start for them.
Yeah, and Kevin Unda also still in the pits.
Alright, but we have this race now developing. Matteo Schmidt in the lead, in a good lead as well, as we do have Michael Vavier spun that Audi. Is there damage on that car? Doesn't look like it, but Paulo 15 seconds of penalty. That must have been a massive incident. Can we confirm that with our stewards team? No, we cannot, because they did not update us on what happened. Big penalty for Paulo from P2 as well.
So, this is a pretty wild start so far. So, we have Victor Galan starting in P14, now in P4. So, gaining 14 positions in the first 6 minutes. Very nice on him. But now we have Jordan Burroughs also with the fastest lap of the race so far. 2 minute 10:43, okay.
That's almost unbelievable. These two Porsches were dead last at the start. They're now P4 and 5, and well, closing the distance to the leading quartet or triplet. Well, it's soon gonna be a duet because Paulo has that massive penalty. Jordan Burroughs right behind Victor Gallen. Are they going to fight? They just might lose time. There might be better for them to just sit with the space and try to catch up. Really.
Okay, let me tell you. So we have the 15-second penalty is for avoidable contact between Polovchuk and Kunsabo in lap 1.
That must have been the spin. That must have been the spin for Kunsabo that dropped them all the way back. Polovchuk with a massive penalty there. 15 seconds is fairly strict. As we're still seeing these two Porsches scrapping it out, Nipam Shah, another starter from the pit lane. It did pay out. That's why we were wondering, why did it take the pit lane start? They gambled, but they gambled in the very last moments to go with the wet tires, and it paid off. Look where our leading cars were, as Steve Muckley does make a move on Michael Vavier. Vavier just losing pace. Kunsaba also about to make move on Vavier, if I am correct. Yeah, Vavier just struggling with the car. The Audi's not a great machine in the wet, but especially it seems in the hands of Michael Vavier.
Yeah, we also have Kunsabo on the back of Michael Vavier here.
Is that going to be an overtake? 130R.
Is it? Are they? Oh, a little bit of contact, a little bit of wiggle from Kunsabo there, but keeps it together.
That was aggressive, but that was even more fortunate both cars survived that. That is 200 kilometers an hour. Extremely dangerous corners, as we do have, there was a... Oh, wow, a contact! Contact between Saristo and Polovchuk. Both cars losing time. A replay of that, possibly? What happened there? Oh, Polovchuk drops the car. hits the brakes. I don't think Sarista could have done much. I think that was purely a mistake by Polovchuk, losing massive time. This is playing right into the hands of Jordan Burroughs and Victor Gallen. And Burroughs, who got a front.
Let's see. We have also a fight in the back, P9 and P10. Sami Kal and Michael Bavier duking it out. Ooh, Sami Kal nearly going on the back of Michael Bavier there.
Oh, that's a lot of snapping from that Audi with Bavier.
Yeah.
Not confident in the wet. Sami Kali goes through.
Easy snack.
Another half a drift from Michael Bavier. I do not think they're enjoying these wet conditions in the Saudi, especially with not a lot of practice, not a lot of experience, but fair play to them doing this race solo for 3 hours without their teammate who made a slight error and didn't join properly. Gonna be tough. As we do see,
Indeed. Yep.
as we do see, Gerrit Kunsabo going in front of Steve Muckley, slicing through the field in that Audi, but for them it seems to be working, Panders.
Yeah, it seems so because catching up to Nipam Shah and Victor Galan now, still a bit back, but we see the gap just. I can see it shrink on my race control here. We just had 8 seconds and now it's 7.6. So Kunzabo improving his time as well, isn't he? No.
Yellow flag, that is Vavier. That car looks damaged.
Oh,
130R, that could have been a big incident. Shall we have a replay of that, Panders?
we shall have.
Massive snap hitting the wall at 150 kilometers an hour. That Audi is not looking healthy.
No, but like you said, the Audi is very unforgiving in any conditions, really. So you gotta be on your toes, and if Michael just doesn't seem to get into the groove of things today
No.
in these conditions.
Just couldn't get a rhythm. I cannot blame them. This is a difficult race, difficult track. Difficult weather as well. I do hope they continue, but this is going to be a tough race for Michael Bavier till the end.
Yes, meanwhile, we have Gekuli Kunzabu with a 5-second penalty.
Could that be for the overtake on... was that Bavier actually with a little touch?
2, 4, 3, and 4, 5.
Exactly.
Yes, that's that touch.
Oh, Steve Muckley going wide into the hairpin. Sami Kali saying, yes, thank you very much. I'll take that position, and goes into P9. As Joris is challenging Andre Katz in that BMW. Like I said, Porsche, fantastic in the wet. BMW, also pretty good, but this Porsche is looking like the machine to be in here. Just all over the place with the BMW. All over the back of the BMW.
Yeah, and Joris is hungry after a very unlucky start. I can imagine he just wants to gain positions as fast as possible.
Absolute disaster. So far back off the lead.
Yeah. You see him all over Andre Katz there. I think he's probably gonna go for it in the next couple of corners. Let's see if he can create an opening there.
Difficult to overtake, difficult to follow here, but that is a very wide line from Katz, who just cuts in front of Joris, saying, no, you're not going through there. Porsche on the straight in the wet does have the pace. Does he have a dive into the corner to make it stick? It's gonna be very tough for 130R.
Oh yeah, but in the downforce of the Porsche we trust so.
Very wide by Andre Katz there. That is not enough. But deep into the chicane, that's going to be a very good exit by the Porsche. Joris Peterson, all he has to do is get on the throttle early, get that slipstream of the BMW. A little bit of a puddle there, as you can hear it Is the slipstream started going and working for the Porsche? Not yet, not yet, not yet. It is now. The Porsche is closing in. Has to go around the outside. It's not gonna be enough. No way. No, he's trying. He's trying to go around the outside. Cut back, maybe. It doesn't work.
Doesn't work. Boys still on each other.
However, there was an incident here with Nippam who lost position and spun. The car doesn't look to be damaged, but the lap is invalidated, and Nippam lost position to Gergely Kunsabo. That is our championship leader in having issues, really.
Yeah, but still we have Jordan Burroughs in P4 now, right on the back of Mr. Pavlovchuk. Going for P3 in just a moment there, I think.
It is indeed. It's another BMW against the Porsche fight. Can Jordan Burroughs pull this one off?
He certainly can. Like, I think I'll look at how close he gets into that chicane and has a better exit than Pavlovchuk. So not taking. Oh yeah, he's taking the slipstream now. I think into T1 he's gonna try it.
Is Pavlovchuk gonna defend the inside? No, Jordan Burroughs just doesn't have the grunt. Just doesn't have the end grunt. In the inside, maybe? Oh, what a move if Burroughs makes that stick. Pavlovchuk just doesn't have the grip on the outside. What a move by Jordan Burroughs, overtaking through the inside, just letting the BMW make the mistake. Fantastic move.
Very good move. Don't you?
Indeed, I didn't believe you did, and that is a fantastic move for P3 on the podium. Jordan Burroughs started in the pit lane.
Yeah, that's really. I mean, there's a little bit of luck involved with the very unlucky strategy of a few drivers starting in the front rows, and probably the weather. You told me the Porsche is good in the wet, and I'm starting to believe that the Porsche is good in the wet.
It is indeed. The BMW does have the grunt when it comes to the straights, but the grip in the corners, the Porsche is just fantastic. And you can see it. You will probably see it here in these S's how the Porsche just nudges up to the BMW, but it could not overtake.
Yeah, while the fight between Andre Katz and Peter's Wim is on again. So let's see.
Ooh, maybe on the inside now. Not quite. It's very hard to find the grip there and especially accelerate and not understeer into the car that's on the outside. It's gonna be another lap for Peter Zween, just losing time behind Katz. Katz, a fantastic driver, but just not maybe suited in the wet. Not this track, not this car. As I do not think that Bavier is gonna continue this race. It was a tall ask doing it a 3-hour solo. It was massive damage, and I cannot blame him too much.
And we have Juris going for it now, but not really gaining anything there.
Into Spoon Corner? There is no way this is a move into Spoon Corner. Just nudges a little bit. The front, I am here, you have to take the wide line. Katz does, but Katz inside, almost contact. Katz gonna go wide now. Can they accelerate? Yeah, they can. The BMW just about has the grunt.
Yeah, Juris is probably a bit frustrated now that he can't get past. I don't think you're going side by side through that. Yeah. So
maybe a dive here. Tries, but Andrika just parks it on the middle of the road, jumps over the chicane, and again the BMW is gonna have the grunt. However, Steve Muckley in the pit lane, stopping that McLaren. What is the reason for this stop?
interesting. So he has a 5-second penalty, which I think caused by a collision. So maybe.
Quick stop.
So
ooh, Steve had an issue. Parked it in the wrong garage.
did he?
I'm confused. Steve stopped and moved a little bit again. I do not know. This looks like a tire stop as we do cut back to the Porsche of Peter Zwim and Andre Katz in the BMW. Still scrapping it out, but still no change for position.
No, but nearly going bumper to bumper now. Oh, and the Porsche goes for the move, but
Not quite.
just a look.
Not quite difficult to accelerate really through there. Oh, Joris needs to make this move. Joris is losing time, hand over fist. Andre Katz is not going to get any quicker. However, if we do look at the weather, the rain is going to be getting lighter. In 30 minutes, we shall have dry as Andre goes deep. Is that just Andre letting Joris through, thinking, I do not want to lose time, I do not want to fight you, I don't want to risk it. Just you do your own race and I'll do my own race? Is that the case, Spenders?
Might I'm sorry. Might be actually because we saw how Joris was all over Andre for like what 2 or 3 laps now, and if you guys drive like that, you're bound to lose time. So that might be really just a strategy call from Andre there.
Have to. Is that is a BSQ for Steve Muckley? Seeing this right.
Mhm.
That is a shocker. We will try to find out what happened there for Steve Muckley, but they were having a solid race, and then
Yeah.
the disqualifier. I don't know. I will bring you back, but interestingly, Joris is not gapping the. It's not happening, Andre Katz. This BMW has pace actually.
Yeah, I mean, here on Suzuka, you do have some corners, some mid-speed corners, which the Porsche is very good at, but you also do have quite a few straights, or part of tracks which you just go full throttle in any car. So I can see the Porsche having trouble now to pull away, but let's see how it pans out over the next couple of laps for yours, if you can get rid of Andre Katz in his rear view mirror.
There is another fight that is developing 3 cars in a second. It's 2 Audis of Gergely Sabo, Nipam Shah, and then the Honda, the pole sitting Honda of Sami Kal. Not really close enough for really a move there, but pressure's definitely on.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's not like Joris and Andre that you have to be all out in your in each other's rearview mirrors. You basically just have to remind people that you are there, and they make a mistake. Because with a 3-hour race with 2.5 hours to go, you're not winning the thing now. You need to play the long game, of course. And always having the little bit, you just need to apply just a little bit of pressure, and that constantly. Like in your comfort zone, and making the other guy in front of you uncomfortable. So you don't need to be like in their face all the time. Which we see Nippon Shah having a bit of a drift there through that corner in the Audi, which we already saw is a beast to tame on here today.
I'm still puzzled by the DSQ by Steve Muckley, and I'm trying to find out, and I'm not able to. So maybe we shall find out after the race. But it's been 30 minutes now. The race has settled a bit. There is still a few cars out of position, a few close battles, but I guess a little bit of a breather before the storm, or in this case, dries.
Yeah, and I think when it's dry, it's interesting. I think around the time it's starting to dry up, it's when the stints already come. The first stint is coming to an end. So we will see some new drivers on the track. Some stay in the car, but let's see if we can see some mix-up in the positions and some more fights then with maybe. Oh, and we have someone off. Victor Galan was off the track.
That was an off indeed by Victor Gallen. What happened there? Ooh, that was that looks damaged. We didn't catch quite the entire replay, but that looks damaged through 130R. That Porsche is done for. Might need a repair, might not. Gallen not pitting this lap, but that was a massive, massive shame. Gallen was doing so well. Gallen was just behind Burroughs, right? And before.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
So losing 4 positions there, but with over 2 hours left, let's see. Maybe if he continued, like I think he deemed the damage not be big enough to warrant a pit. So maybe he just keeps going until the next pit in like about 30 minutes.
I assume so. They do need to pit in a roughly 30 minutes time when the weather goes dry. So if it is maybe 10 seconds of damage, it is not worth repairing that. Maybe just carrying on. Oh, tough decision. As this three-way battle is still raging on, now catching up to Kevin Unda, the back marker. This could get this could get interesting with the back marker in the way. Very slow corner by Gegalikun Sabo. Just let's Nipam Shah get on the back and let Sami Kal get on the back of Nipam. Could be interesting the next lap.
Yeah, and furthermore, I want to add to the reasoning maybe of Victor Galan, because you're like not pitting now because you're losing time in the wet anyway. You're slow in the wet, so take the time penalty now instead of when it's dry, right?
Yeah, it's definitely better to lose maybe a second. Ooh, that is very wide by Kevin Unda, and when you have 3 cars scrapping right behind you, I do not want to see that happening in front of me. On the outside goes Gegalikun Sabo. Kevin Unda smartly brakes early, lifts. No, not really. Goes wide. Oh, that is.
Oh, that is not good for Sami Kal.
That is indeed not good for Sami Kal. Lost ton of time right there. Lost like a full second. Not the greatest back market driving by Kevin Unda, but hey, there was no contact. Everybody's still on the road.
Yeah. I mean, it was with good intentions, but he didn't manage to let everybody through as he wanted, I think.
As the battle still rages on, Sabo, who had the penalty reviewed, it looks like taken away for now, or just under the view, the 5-second penalty, so this all might be for position. Paulo still in front with 15-second penalty. Jordan Burroughs now closing in on Oscar Saristo fairly quickly in that Porsche, sitting fastest lap times. However, Saristo not far off, just about half a second slower than Burroughs, and just about matching the pace of Matteo Schmidt up front. Aston looking good in the rain.
Oh yeah, but Aston, the Aston is a very stable car anyway, so I think it's just nice to drive in any conditions. Like you can be very fast with it, so but it's not demanding like you said the R8. It's not as demanding at the R8, so I can see Saristo having a great time right now in P2 in this Aston Martin.
Having a really good time and hoping probably for this rain to continue or have more of it. Aston does have that really good traction control and does have very progressive acceleration, so can accelerate hard and early in this rain, which makes it keep up with the other cars, but is going to lose through those medium speed corners if the track goes dry.
Yes, which should be. So we should see decreasing rain over the next couple of minutes. And within 30 minutes time, we are going back to a track that's going to dry up and get faster and faster.
Somebody who's getting faster and faster, Jordan Burroughs setting a new fastest lap time, 2:09.877. on lap 13, just catching up on the back of Saristo. I'm very interested to see how much pace that Aston has down the straight on the acceleration. Burroughs might struggle here.
I mean, he might, but on the other hand, he's catching up rather quickly, so... I think, like we talked before the stream, you said Jordan was the guy to look out for, and I was like, yeah, but there's Nippon Shah also. But I think you were dead right. The way he's just punching through the field right now.
Well, the timetable does not lie. Burroughs with
Yeah.
the purple lap time and going for more. Ooh, that is an invalidated lap by Burroughs, but that's just going a little bit wide through the exit of Spoon. We haven't spoken a lot about track limits here because, well, we haven't seen a DT yet, but in the wet, the DT is very much possible. The track limits are much stricter in the wet, so going off track could very well get you a unwanted track warming. I'm expecting to see at least a couple of these penalties, but cutting back to Nippon Shah, just 0.2 seconds of Gergely Kunsabo. Sami Kal now dropping just a little bit off their back.
Just a little bit, but still inside, so 1 second I think is still in reach of a bit of slipstream, so he might have a chance, because now with the slipstream I think we're gonna have a bit of a attempt here from Nippon Shah into turn 1, looking for it, but not going for it.
Yeah, I don't think it's definitely gonna be a big dive unless Kunsabo makes a mistake. I really think this is gonna either come down to a mistake by the driver up front, or it is going to come down to the pit stops, which should be, well, happening in maybe 20 minutes time. This track is still gonna be, well, we saw it in qualifying actually, right, Panders? The track really didn't dry for a good 15 minutes, so pit stops aren't that close yet.
No, they aren't, but like I said, we now have Sami Kal cutting his gap to Nippon Shah in front in half. Or more than now. Really, going a little bit wide. Luckily not losing too much time or any time there. Like now right behind Nippon Shah. Little bit of pressure there.
Anybody's game, really here. One mistake from one car up front could, well, spell disaster for them. Hopefully not a massive mistake, hopefully not a crash, but this is pressure. This is keeping it on the road in difficult conditions, drying conditions, yes, but these tires are now gonna start to fade away, especially when the track gets dry, the temperature's gonna go up, and we shall see who pulls the trigger first.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh,
Now,
yellow flag. That is Nate
Yellow flag.
Arendas on the grass in the S's. Doesn't look like the car is damaged, but still continuing. So that's good news. The bad news is, yeah, the slap is ruined, and these tires look ruined as they're just drifting all over the place.
Yeah, and they still have a bit to go, I think.
Now let us see the Honda pace in the straight line. Sami Kal versus Nippon Shah right in front, but Nippon is getting a draft from the Audi up front. I don't think this is gonna be a move. Now Sami thinks better of it and just goes a little bit deep, but still keeping it on the road, still keeping as is. Meanwhile, I do want to point out Jordan Burroughs on the back of that Aston, something that we've been saying, it's gonna happen. Oscar Saristo now under pressure. And that is Matteo Schmidt, not far up the road in the BMW, just keeping it, well, I said keeping it safe, but that was an invalid lap for Matteo Schmidt, so maybe a little bit of a track cut there.
Yeah, also now losing 1 second on Saristo there. So maybe this something happened there that he didn't want. So, but still, oh, I think John Burroughs is about to go for the move now, approaching that is to the MP2.
It is going through Spoon into 130R. Interesting to see, as I said, the pace of that Aston Martin. Is it going to gap the Porsche on the straight? Well, doesn't look like Burroughs is gaining really anything here. It's just the corners. But the Porsche does have that grip. Aston goes wide. You can't do that too many times. I believe that would be a warning. And now Jordan Burroughs going through the chicane. Jumping all over the place. That was also a cut by Jordan Burroughs. That was an invalid lap. Aston now on the accelerator. Porsche as well. Firmly in the draft, but that Aston just gapping away in the straight. It's gonna take a mistake. It's gonna take a mistake from Saristo here.
I don't think that is gonna take a mistake. I think Jordan is going to get through in some of the more technical parts. Will have a hard time defending it if he can't break away quickly, though.
Yeah, let's see. I think it's going to be a little bit too tough to overtake here, but changing weather conditions, that could play a part. That Aston might just chew through those wet tires much quicker than the Porsche. So, interesting fight developing.
Very much indeed. While we still keep an eye on our three-way fight for P567.
And no headway. Nobody really making any headway. Nobody swapping positions. Did you believe they just admitted that this is a little bit too tough, a little bit too risky, and let's sort it out in the pits? See who stops the quickest? Oh, let's cut back to Jordan Burroughs, who is challenging that Audi or the Aston of Oscar Saristo. Going down the inside, is that a move? No, not quite. A little bit too tough there, but is Aston going to run out of road here? No, Burroughs smartly doesn't challenge that move.
No, like you said, and coming back to your question, I don't know if it's a mutual agreement of that kind, but I think the conditions just don't really allow for it, and we have the quality of drivers that know better than to just send it. I mean, that's just because Ryan isn't here today, but all right.
Well, Ryan was here, but wasn't here as they did invalidate the entry list, so unfortunately Vavier is still sitting in pits and not continuing this race. Now, down the straight, Jordan Burroughs in the slipstream, not getting anything. There's no impression on this Aston. This Aston is rocketing down the straight.
Yeah. I think this is actually the first, also the first car slash driver that has a bit of a problem. He has a bit of a problem with getting by, so they're still putting up a good defense here against Jordan Burroughs, not crumbling under the pressure Jordan puts on.
Yeah, that has to be said. That's a difficult thing, seeing the Porsche in your mirrors, especially driven by Jordan Burroughs, and holding on, not making any mistakes, knowing where the strengths of your car lie. You have to keep the Porsche behind through the tight stuff, and then just be on the accelerator early, not let the Porsche get close to you, not make any mistake. Yeah, well done by Saristo for now, for this stint.
Yeah, very good. Good stuff.
Sami Kali once again close to the back of Nippon Shah, but no impression. Nothing giving just yet. Oh, that's a very close moment. I think Jordan Burroughs just has it out of the hairpin. That Porsche has the acceleration, but Aston covers it every single time. Can they do it in the chicane? Can Jordan get close enough?
Let's see. The thing is, Jordan needs. Oh, that's a good exit.
That is a good exit. That's a valid exit as well. All right on the back, but 130R up next. You have to lift through here. How much do you lift? How much is the aero wash going to be? Let's see. Oh, just not enough downforce there for the Porsche to keep at the back of the Aston. Tough ask. Tough ask for Jordan. Can he deliver?
No, I think Jordan is really trying to apply the pressure on Soristo with like he's playing like this game you do, trying to really close in and then backing off a bit, closing in
Oh,
again.
yellow
backing
flag,
off a
yellow
bit.
flag. That is Victor Gallen again hitting the wall very hard. Oh, that Porsche is that Porsche is done. Now it is time to repair that car. Without any kind of rear end, I don't think this is safe to drive anymore.
Yeah,
We
let's
go
see.
for a replay. Oh, not enough. It was a snap through a 130.
Oh, and he needs to go into the pits. He spun again.
Oh, still a yellow flag spun on the track. That is unfortunate. That is such an unfortunate way for this race to develop. From the back of the grid, then going up to P4, even P3 at one point, and now way at the back with massive damage. Oh, we feel for you, Gallen. We do feel for you, Victor.
Yeah, what a bummer.
Oh, here goes Jordan Burroughs on the outside in the hairpin. I believe that's what Jordan's been trying to do to the Aston. But look at this exit now from the Porsche, just flying around the outside. What a move, Jordan Burroughs. Is the Aston quick enough? Can they hold it through this and put it on the inside through Spoon Corner? I don't think so. No. Sarista lifts.
But let's see if the Porsche has enough ground to keep the Aston behind now.
I believe it does, but there has been another development, Panders. Sami Kal has dropped 7 seconds to Nipam Shah.
Oh.
There must have been a mistake. This is an invalid lap by Sami. The car, does it look damaged? Can we see anything here? No, not really. Might have just been a snap. The car doesn't look damaged. Sami's confidence may be damaged, but that's it. But that is a massive loss right before pit stops. Ooh, that could have been race deciding for Sami, but it's still 2 hours and 20 minutes to go. Just
And
started
it
this
stopped
race.
raining.
It did indeed. The track is now damp, the rain is gone. It is going to take, we reckon, 20 minutes for dry tires? What is your prediction, Pandas, here?
Yeah, I think for this for the pit stops coming up, everybody will go on to dry tires. I think we will have 17 minutes because we had the problem that people were waiting in the pits for better conditions. Now people are on the track. I think we will see the track dry up a bit slower than in qualifying. So I think with the next pit stop, most people will go on to dry tires, or everybody will go on to dry tires.
I do believe also that this is a little bit... Oh, that's a snap from Nipam going on the grass, holding that car. Ooh, everybody just having a little bit of snap as these tires might be going. Are they overheating? What is going on?
Yeah, I mean, we're going into a greasy track now with worn tires. I think a few cars, especially Nipam Shah, people like Sami Kal, Joris, Victor. I think no, not Victor. Victor probably changed his tires now. But
Well, I don't
others,
think. I think Victor has to be on wet still.
They pushed it. They pushed they pushed so hard for the first for their first stint because of the unlucky start. I think the tires might be screaming right now.
I don't think right now, but very soon. There's no rooster tail. It is not really damp. It is 20 degrees track. That is gonna dry the track much quicker than we saw in qualifying. I think it's actually we're gonna see this the change very soon. However, Jordan Burroughs set another quickest lap of the race. 2 minutes 8 seconds to 250. That is just about a second quicker than last time out, and 7/10 quicker than Matteo Schmidt, who is still leading this race. We haven't talked about him much. The 230 BMW just calmly leading the race outside of any trouble, but the trouble's brewing now. Jordan Burroughs is coming.
Yeah, and he's coming pretty fast indeed. So last lap he made 1 second on Matteo Schmidt. He gained it. So Matteo Schmidt, yeah, we didn't talk about him because there actually wasn't much to talk about him. He got a clean start. He profited off of everybody making mistakes or having bad luck. And from that point on, he just led the race for the last 40 minutes, I think.
Indeed.
Very good stuff from Matteo Schmidt tonight, so far.
However, one thing I have to say, maximum driver stint, 50 minutes in this race. Those that started on the wet tires and haven't pitted, that is Matteo Schmidt, has 4 minutes left. They do need to pit within 1 or 2 laps. That applies to Burroughs as well, Saristo, Polovchuk, Kunsabo. I do not think, actually, the person who does have a slight advantage over here, believe it or not, Sami Kal. Sami Kal that did that drive-through very early on lap 1. That might be just a lap of an advantage, though. That's not that significant, but, you know, going on those dry tires maybe a little bit later could prove the difference.
Yeah, right. Let's keep that in mind for the development of the race over the next stint. So having John Burroughs now still catching up with Matteo Schmidt, while Oscar Zaristo is posting the fastest lap so far. The fastest valid lap so far. We had Jordan Burroughs with a 2.7 the last lap, but that was invalid.
Track is drying out very quickly, but for those of you that are not maybe aware how tires work in ACC, these, if you do switch to dry tires here, they will not heat up. These tires will be blue, they will be cold, they will get a ton of graining, and these tires will not be good for the entire stint. But they have to pit. The dry timer is just about expired. You have to change to some kind of tire compound, and well, wet is not an option really. You have to stop twice. So dries it is for these guys.
Yeah, they need to go on dries now, because for the next 30 minutes we are not expecting rain anymore, so the track is just gonna get drier.
So dry tires, full fuel, as another yellow flag. Victor Gallen goes wide. Did it hit the wall? Oh, that front end looks a little bit damaged. Oh, there's a spin! Gergely Kunsabo spins it on their own in the chicane. That's not enough DC. Maybe lowered it a little bit too much. Nipam Shah goes through. Can Sami Kali go through? Not quite. Every one of those 3 cars that were fighting making some kind of a mistake, and now it's Nipam in the driver's seat.
Yeah. Who is? I think that's just goes to show what I just said like 3 minutes ago. I think the tires are pretty much done by now, especially those guys, Nipan Shah, Kunzabo, and Sami Kal. I don't know about Sami Kal because I know the Honda to be very good on the tires, but they were all 3 were under constant pressure.
Banders, but we do have some developments.
Oh.
2 cars stopping in the pits. That is Oscar Saristo, that is Jordan Burroughs, Matteo Schmidt continues, Nipam Shah also going into the pits, Kunsabo as well, and Sami not taking that advantage from the extra DT. So that is weird to me. Everybody's stopping for those dry tires. It's gonna be tough.
Except Matteo Schmidt.
Matteo Schmidt continuing somehow. Do just about have... Do they have enough? I'm hoping they won't exceed the driving timer. Jordan Burroughs gets out already. That was a quick stop.
Yeah, and
what is Saristo? What happened to Saristo? Ben Norton takes over that car, but that was a horrible stop. Did they have damage? I don't think so. That was a massively long stop.
I'm a bit confused. Maybe my game is bugged now, which would be nothing unusual for Assetto Corsa, but it shows me that Jordan Burroughs is still on wet tires, which
I do not have that piece of information. I do not think that Jordan Burroughs would go on wet tires. That would be an absolute disaster. The track is greasy now. This is just about for dry tires. They will start working, but well.
And he didn't do the mandatory pit stop somehow, even though he pitted.
The mandatory Oh, I do know what happened. The mandatory requirement is to change tires. Jordan Burroughs did not change tires. That is a DT for Matteo Schmidt caught in the track somehow. At the pit entry or in the chicane, I was saying those warnings are nasty and Matteo Schmidt gets a DT. Matteo Schmidt cannot now stop. I believe they did not have time. They have to take the DT. They have to do next lap as well. Can they pit? Have they disabled the penalty in time? Drama here, they did. I think they did, but that's an awful thing to get. A DT on the pit entry.
And let's see what Jordan Burroughs does if he comes into the pits again. No, he seems to... Okay, he's staying out.
I do believe he stayed on dry tires. Wet tires. He did not change tires. He just fueled the car. And is gonna save his dry set for when it probably gets green. I think it's still Kevin Unda making a mistake. Yeah, there's that Aston going into the wall. That is tough race for Kevin Unda, but... Oh, Matteo Schmidt still in pit, going out now. That's gonna be a massive time loss. Getting just ahead of Nippam Shah. Also cutting the white line on pit lane exit. I am hoping our stewards are watching or not watching. That is not the way you do it really there, Matteo. Oh, this rain has turned the race on its head. But I'll be honest. I think this strategy by Jordan Burroughs, that this is the way to do it. That this is the strategy to be on. Get these, just refuel, reset the timer, stay on these tires now while you can, and just do a quick switch as long as possible, as long as you're not losing a massive amount of time. We'll keep an eye on last laps and see how this is working out.
Yeah, that is a question because Joris already doing sub 2 minutes 7 seconds, 8 seconds, sorry. And let's see if John Burroughs can post a time like that on. But you can clearly see if you take a look at Jordan over the helicam, you can clearly see the dry line forming now.
Can you tell me, Panders, if Nippam changed tires and what tires Nippam is on? Is it also on the wet?
Nippam is on the wet tires, yes.
Nippam did not change tires either. Nippam is on the same strategy as Jordan Burroughs, just refueled. Gained a little bit of time, jumped Ben Norton to pits, and now closing on Matteo Schmidt. This is actually interesting. We can see here, I believe Matteo Schmidt might be on dry tires here. Let's see what Matteo pits and takes that DT. But I'm hoping for Matteo to stay out for at least another lap. And let's see the delta between these two tires, which works best.
Is he? Nah, he's going into the pits now. Yeah, but that's understandable. You usually want to get rid of that as fast as possible.
Joris now pits for... Is that another time? Well, Joris was down. Joris have a DT, right? So...
No, he's on wets as well.
Alright, so... Oh, Joris changed tires early then? Because they did... Nippam Shah! That's a spin for Nippam Shah! What are we seeing here? What is happening? Did Nippam do it on his own? All on his own, just going over the white curb, the green curb, spinning the car around, spinning it again, blasted in the way, dodges. Well done, Ben Norton. Well done, Nippam. Forget the how to go.
Yes, and I got my my question answered. John Burroughs just posted the fastest time, fastest lap of the race with a 2 minutes 7 seconds. Yeah, nearly flat. 0.007.
So,
He's
what tires? What tires are working? This is so interesting. This is such a tactical gamble. There's two different strategies here. We don't know which one is gonna pay off in the end. I mean, at some point these dry tires have to come on its own, but the car is stopping now. They might save a pit stop. The cars that didn't change tires might just save a pit stop at the end.
They might, but let's see how it continues. It's still the weather forecast. That's a hard word. Weather forecast is still on just a bit of overcast, no rain. So we're just expecting everything to dry up in the next couple of minutes, and we'll have a dry race again.
Oh, Victor Gallen in pits again. Probably going for the tire switch right now. Race not developing really poor. Unfortunate Victor Gallen here.
Yes, had some bad luck starting from qualifying, not being able to post one good lap on the board. So then starting from the back, having some good first couple of laps, and after that, again, a little bit of a bad luck streak for Victor Galang here. So sad to see him in P10 right now.
But this is the lap. This lap here by Ben Norton was the one that was really piquing my interest. This is a 209.3 versus the 207 on Jordan Burroughs, who's on wet tires. The dries are not working. They do not have the heat. The track is greasy, but the dry tire is just not heating up. And they're getting damaged. They're getting blisters. They're not gonna have the grip. These dry tires are a mistake. Is it just a mistake? I'd say.
Are they? Let me just check. What did Mr. Norton do in qualifying? It was a.
I mean, in the wet, Norton did a 208 flat. Norton is now doing 209.
Okay. Oh.
Norton
okay.
is a second, almost second and a half slower on these dry tires. They're not working. Anders, this is a blunder from those that still are on dries. Again, I'm really interested. Look at that. That Aston's wiggling. That Aston really shouldn't be wiggling that much on if it had the grip. But Ben Norton just struggling. Kevin Unda, does he get out of the way? Yeah,
Kinda.
he does. That is a good overtake and a good driving by Kevin Unda.
Yeah. And
That is wide. That is
we're
invalidated.
still on a greasy track, so taking quite a while. But again, we have nearly no wind and it's overcast, so don't expect any fast drying up of the track here.
Another spin by Kevin Unda getting out of the way of Nipam Shah, who is continuing. Alright, this is the moment of truth. Oh, no. Panders, we do have a quick lap. 206.6, Ben Norton. Maybe even the dry tires are going back now. Nipam, who's on wet tires, doing 208. This is such a seesaw. We don't know who's on the greatest strategy. We do know now, Matteo Schmidt 206. Oh, maybe. Actually, these dry tires are just about starting to work. Is the track getting dry?
Yeah, you can clearly see again how the dry line is forming, and people like Ben Norton and Matteo Schmidt are now seeking that out and sticking to it. That's why you can see the times just falling now. I think we're gonna see the first 206 valid 206 now.
Oh, we definitely are. We saw it right now from Matteo Schmidt 262, which is the fastest lap of the race. Another car that we haven't mentioned that much, at least not in a good context. Pavlo Polovchuk did a quick lap, 2:61, but it wasn't validated. This car had a massive 15-second penalty, but this car's making it back now. On the pace, same as Matteo Schmidt. If they can stick around, this still has a potential for a good result for Team BMW Nitro.
Yeah, Jordan Burroughs is going into the pits now, so it's definitely time for dry tires.
Oh, was that worth it, Panders? Was that worth it for 15 minutes, extending the stint for 15 minutes?
So we will see. So we will see Ben Norton overtaking Jordan Burroughs in the pits now. Probably Nipam Shah as well.
That is a massive loss. That is a 30-second probably loss for Jordan Burroughs stopping the first time, and now another 45-second loss, maybe more than that for changing tires. Oh, I might have been wrong. I might have been massively wrong, and I think Nipam and Jordan Burroughs have made a tactical blunder. Nipam in the pits as well. Yeah, that confirms it. They both stuck those wet tires out and tried to extend the stint, but it was not the right decision. They're 2 seconds down now. Ben Norton did an invalid 2:05. Matteo Schmidt now a valid fastest lap of the race, 2:05.1. 2:05.3 by Paulo. Oh, these wet tires went away in a space of 3 laps. That is incredible.
Yeah, that's the gamble they took, and now, okay, now we can see with Jordan Burroughs coming out on track that it's dried up pretty rapidly. So we still have some puddles here and there, but that went quicker than I expected, even if the track says it's still greasy.
Very much so.
Pretty much dry.
What drama. That is incredible. We're just an hour into this race, and this is just an incredible drama. We do not know, but these strategies, they're so different. Each car has its own strategy, its own pit timer, driver window. We don't know what's gonna come. We just don't.
No, and Ben Norton now has a very comfortable cushion of 20.5 seconds to Matteo Schmidt in P2 now. So Aston Martin now a good chunk ahead of everybody else. So of course he can't relax now, but you are always a bit more comfortable if you know there's 20 seconds behind you.
I mean, Matteo Schmidt lost masses of time there behind Ben Norton. That is 20 seconds of gap. Oh yeah, that was the drive-through by Matteo Schmidt. That's why Ben Norton in the Aston Martin, unlikeliest of all cars. We didn't expect this car to be on top. We didn't probably expect this team to be on top, but well done. Well done. Hats off.
Yes, and also posting the fastest lap of the race for now. I expect that to be a bit lower as the track dries up, but you see he's keeping the gap relatively constant around the 20-second mark, so good work by Ben Norton there in P1.
Yeah, impressive race so far. Fastest lap of the race by the Honda of Sam Michael. What could have been, but gotta say, out of those 3 cars, Sam Michael is ahead. Felix Chef, who took over from Gergely Kunsabo, and then we have Nipam Shah down in 9th place, that VRM out, the championship leading team, and on an invalidate lap. Nipam, I believe, did Nipam just go on an out lap? Oh, this is a rough race for VRM. They had such a good start. They were up there, but they lost everything.
Yeah, back to P9 and with 20 seconds behind Andre Katz, and catching Andre Katz is not an easy feat. Andre is a very fast driver as well. So this is for the next 2 hours. This is a bit. This is good pressure on Nipam Shah to get to salvage a good result here.
Nipam is 20 seconds behind, and we do have again the same fight developing: Katz versus Joris Peters Veem. Now it's dry. Is that BMW quicker now? I don't know. We'll see. That BMW might have the legs on the straight.
The BMW definitely has the legs on the straight. I mean, I think the last BOP was nice to the Porsche. I think it increased a bit of top speed, but I think it's still not enough.
It is these twisty corners, but the Porsche just has to gap the BMW and then just defend on the inside, which is possible. This is not an easy track to overtake in the dry or in the wet. So the track is green now. There is no water on the track. These tires are in their operating windows, so no sign of rain. Next 30 minutes, the drivers can get into the rhythm now. There is not going to be any massive oversteer moments on the puddles, but still, this race has such a long time still left. 1 hour and 55 minutes, and anything can happen.
Yes, very well indeed. We have Matteo Schmidt posting the fastest lap so far with a 2 minute 3 seconds and 5 tenths.
Matteo Schmidt definitely fast, but Ben Norton isn't much slower. That is 2:03.8 by Ben Norton, so just 3 tenths lost. Just keeping it up there. I do have to say that Matteo Schmidt, I believe that I do have to indeed. No, Matteo Schmidt is doing this solo. I was under the impression that Matteo Schmidt did this with a teammate, but alas, that is not the case, so they can just go on for another 2 hours.
Yeah, now that it seems to stay dry for the foreseeable future at least. He has enough time to get into the groove and try to reel in Ben Norton, while also worrying a bit from behind, because I see John Burroughs already creeping up on Paulo, just biting away at that gap.
Oh, tough ask for Jordan Burroughs. Took a voluntarily drive-through, basically pitted twice when only should have done it once, but yeah, just keeping the pressure up. Currently gapping Sami Kalba like around a second and a half a second quicker than Polovchuk in the BMW, so Jordan Burroughs has to do it all over again. All those overtakes that he did in the wet now has to do in the dry.
Yeah, but I think he doesn't mind.
There is another quickest lap by Matteo Schmidt, 2:02.7. The track it's great, getting to the point where we might even see, oh, so sub 2 minutes? Maybe not just yet. We do need an optimum track for that, but Matteo Schmidt holding really 18 seconds now the gap to Ben Norton. That was over 20 seconds, so at the end of this stint, that Aston might be in the clutches of the BMW.
Yes, at least so far we see John Burroughs with a 2.3.1, so not quite as fast. Meanwhile, Joris putting on the fastest lap with a 2.2.5. So everybody gets faster. It gets more exciting now.
It is just lap within lap. The grip is improving. These cars are laying down the rubber, and we'll see. Probably not long before this track goes even fast. I don't think the screen is going to last much longer. Maybe a couple more laps.
Oh, we can already see the rubber accumulating on the tarmac. Everybody's going under the 204s now, I think.
I think that has to be the minimum pace. Only maybe the back markers are doing a little bit slower. But yeah, pretty much everybody now in the 203s and 202s as the quickest lap by this VRM Audi. Dipam Shah, 224, catching up, but has a lot of catching up to do. 18 seconds to undercuts, 1 minute and 15 seconds off the lead. Oh, still a long way to go. Never say never, but this VRM team is up against it now.
Oh yeah, they are with their backs against the wall. They were so they're in front right now in the championship, but who's right behind them and how many points are there? Do you have?
I do indeed. I know of a team that will not score any points, and that is indeed the Pavel Spinat boys, which is Harry Spears, who's currently racing, as I said, in SRO America. But the car 35 points behind this VRM Audi. The BMW Technica in the hands of Matteo Schmidt, the quickest car on the track right now. could be close. This could be the round that the VRM boys will have to struggle, and this could be won in the championship by the BMW team.
Spicy. So let's see if Nippon can salvage. I mean, he already gained 2 seconds. The last time we looked at Nippon Shah, he was 20 seconds behind Enricats. He took that gap down to 18 seconds now. Let's see if he can keep that pace up.
Has to. There is no can. This is has to. This is must by the VRM. They were favorites. They have to prove that role now. Do they have 2 quick drivers? Is James de Havilland? No, Nippon is doing this race all solo, so de Havilland is not going to be in the car. It is all down on Nippon to keep the hopes up for that team. As the track did turn fast, so times are dropping, the grip is improving. We're in for a fantastic race here, really.
Yeah. We have Jordan Burroughs still not breaking into the 202s. So.
I wondered if that Porsche was maybe set up a little bit more for the wet. Maybe to be a little bit more comfy or for more grip. As yeah, I don't know. Currently, Sami Kal is taking time out of Jordan Burroughs. As his Polovchuk is going away. Maybe a bad lap by Jordan Burroughs last time out. Let us see. Just down into the chicane. Going towards the start-finish line. Was it a one-off, or is Jordan Burroughs just losing pace? Or was that Victor Galan who was lapped on this lap, and that's why Jordan Burroughs lost pace? Going across the line right now. 201.9, that was indeed the lapped car last lap, so Jordan Burroughs not letting up the pace. 1 second quicker than Sami Kal, and 5/10 quicker than Polovchuk up in front.
But still not fast enough to post the fastest lap of the race, which was just posted a few seconds before that by Matteo Schmidt with a 201.8.
I do have to say that the gap between Ben Norton and Matteo Schmidt still at 19 seconds. These laps have been quick, but Schmidt hasn't made much of an impression, really. Maybe a bad lap or two, so Schmidt still has work to do to... I would assume the goal is to at least get that Aston in somewhat of a striking distance before the pit stops, but right now it's not happening.
Oh no, he's not. I don't think the pace is there. I mean, he's getting faster, obviously, with putting in the fastest lap of the race, just that other lap. But the thing is, Ben Norton is still posting fast lap and is consistent at that. So you will have a bit. Matteo Schmidt will have a bit of a problem reeling him really in. You see, we are just back up to a 19-second gap from an 18-second gap. So we see Ben Norton putting in some good work right now.
Yeah, have to give it to Ben Norton. 202.4. That is a solid lap. It is not on pace of Matteo Schmidt is doing, but consistent, without any mistakes, keeping the gap. All they have to do. It is a long time, 1 minute and 40 left, but Matteo Schmidt over the line. 202 flat. That is just 3/10 quicker than Ben Norton. Catching up, but not by enough.
And now we have Jordan Burroughs with the fastest lap. What is it, 100th?
It is just 100 quicker than Matteo Schmidt. 201.8 is the fastest lap posted by Jordan Burroughs. Catching up to Polovchuk, gapping Sami Kal, who is a second off in that Honda. That Honda worked well in the wet, worked well in the mixed conditions. Here in drives, not quite as Victor Galan, still ahead of Sami Kal. Sami's not making an impression on the back marker either, so that Honda falling off the pace.
Yeah, while we have Andre Katz approaching Joris again in P8. Gap is now down to half a second. Let's see if he can get close to that Porsche on the next straight.
The never-ending battle that has been going on from the start of the race, that BMW and that Porsche just locked together. Peter's Wim had the pace in the wet. Now Andre Katz looks like it has the pace in the dries. I'm still interested to see Jesse Dörr in that car. I'm assuming he's gonna do a stint or two, probably one stint, maybe at the very end. Or Andre Katz might be the one who's doing the last stint.
Yeah, I don't really know. Let's see if we see him next time around. Still, now let's see. We're approaching the last corner to the largest straight on Suzuka. And let's see if Andre Katz can close up to the Porsche in front.
Ooh, that's a slide from the BMW. That is not ideal for the tires, especially. Those tires need to last a little bit further, and Andre Katz making them work, making them scream.
Yeah, he already lost a 10th there to Joris, but gained that 10th back on that straight. So the BMW, with not that much slipstream, is gaining a 10th on the Porsche with a bad exit.
Yeah, the BMW just has the speed on the straight, has the grunt. The initial acceleration does go to the Porsche, not by much, but at the end of the straight, that BMW just has the speed. However, it is tough to get the exit right out of the chicane and then draft the Porsche down the main straight. So we shall see. Again, this is the same fight that has been going on for the entire race. Not expecting that to change anytime soon, to be honest.
Oh no, not with it going like that. I think Andre Katz has now a bit of a problem with dirty air coming from Joris, because Porsche are always set up for pretty much max downforce. I think even here the guys I'm gonna run pretty high wings. And there we have Unda being
a little bit of a nuisance, going a little bit wide. Could have been avoided by slowing down, flashing Andre Katz, but Katz was in a battle, and Unda is kind of good 2 laps down on that fight. So could have lifted a little bit earlier, but hey, still, all 3 cars survive, and we're still racing.
Yes, we are. So, next time around, let's see if Andre Katz, how much time Andre Katz can gain if he gets a good exit this time. I'm really interested to see.
Back to Andre Katz it is then. That is not a great exit. That is a little bit wide. You can watch it on the onboard from Andre Katz. Is it gaining? Is that BMW gaining on the Porsche? Just ever so slightly. That is not within the draft, but does get a little bit of aero wash. Just cannot keep that BMW on the track, and yeah, that is not close enough. It's not going to be a chance for an overtake.
No, it is not. I think he will have to wait a couple of more laps to get an opportunity to strike, because Joris is doing a good job right now at keeping it together.
Meanwhile, the 2 quickest drivers on the track, Jordan Burroughs and Matteo Schmidt, just trading fastest lap times. Each time there's a 10th or 2 in between. Just getting that fastest lap down and down and quicker and quicker. Currently that is 2:01.5 by Jordan Burroughs. Next lap probably Matteo Schmidt's gonna take that, both catching the cars in front by just a little bit, but that doesn't mean that either Norton or Polovchuk are out of pace. They're doing solid lap times, just 2:02 mids at the moment. Still holding on, so it is anybody's race. This weather can change, a lot can happen. We still have half the race to go, and a lot of these cars are on different strategies, so it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting indeed, and we have to keep in mind that Jordan Burroughs has to keep those kind of laps very consistent to be able to catch Polovchuk, Schmidt, and Norton, because all those 3 drivers are pretty quick right now. So it's a tall order for him.
Yes, indeed. Let's see a little bit down the order. Sami Kyle still just got ahead of Victor Gallen, who's had an unfortunate race, but keeping the pace within a striking distance if anything happens up front. 35 seconds off the lead, but he did a good job. I did spoke to Sami before this race, and this Honda, like I said, is very snappy. It is a car that likes to switch ends, change balance quite a lot, and without major incidents, without major damage currently, Sammy in solid P5.
Yeah, solid P5. It's like from safety standpoint, it's a pretty good race anyway. So we've just lost one team.
Two teams, I believe, as Steve Muckley has retired, and Vavier as well.
Should be, wait.
Steve did have a DSQ for
oh yeah,
one reason or another.
True, Fefi is still on board on the track, that's why it's 13 cars. True, sorry, my mistake.
And another car that we haven't mentioned in a bit, that is Felix Chef of Pace Sandy, in that Audi doing a solid job after Gergely Kun Sabo jumped out of the car. Felix Chef holding their own, but Joris is now catching up, as is Andre Katz. That is going to be a three-way fight. I think it's just imperative for Felix to stay on the track, keep that car rolling, not slide too much. Audi is not the kindest car on its tires, and this track will degrade him fairly quickly.
Oh yes, it will. And now I think we're just back at it again with the same three cars we had in the first stint. So let's see. They're going to duke it out again in a couple of seconds, I think, because Joris is gaining a good amount of time, and as soon as those two cars are going to start fighting again, Andre Katz will be right back on them, and we will have a good three-way again.
Yes, indeed. It is Felix Chef who is holding up Joris just a little bit, and Andre Katz, well, the moment these two guys start fighting, Andre Katz is gonna pounce like a cat on any kind of opportunity. Once again, Audi quick down the straight. The Porsche was gonna struggle to have the straight line speed, so it is all about keeping it clean. Both cars go deep in the chicane. Oh, that is a lucky break for Felix Chef, as Joris makes the same mistake, but Andre Katz right up there, closed down to just about under a second now, and this three-way fight is gonna entertain us for the next few minutes.
Yeah. If we look a bit ahead, the only thing we got going right now is Jordan Burroughs closing up to Polovchuk. The gap is 3.3 seconds right now, and if we look behind of those guys on the grid, we have Nick Bamsha in P9, and we have Mr. Arendas causing a yellow flag coming out of
130R.
Yeah, 130R. I just forgot the name of that turn. I'm sorry.
The car looks in one piece, doesn't look damaged. That might have been a pretty hefty spin, so those tires might be a little bit secondhand. Yeah, we shall see, but I do have to give a shout out to this team as well. It's a difficult car. It's a quick car here, but it's a difficult car, and they're keeping going. They're currently P11. A little bit of Victor Gallen in front of the Kevin Unda Aston Martin, but
Joris just went for an attempt of to overtake, but didn't stick it. So let's go back to P7.
Yeah, this is a big fight, but surprised to see Andre Katz dropping it that far off the pace. I think Andre made a little bit of a mistake. This lap isn't valid, so it might have been off somewhere. Great exit by the Porsche, not such a great exit by the Audi. Felix Chef, it's gonna have trouble here. This maybe could be the move. Audi is gapping though before 130R. Both now have to lift. Porsche has to contend with that. The Porsche's just going for it. Gotta set it on the inside. That's a great move there by Joris. Going deep, blocking Felix Chef. That is a position gain cleanly by Joris. Now, can we see Andre Katz doing the same down into turn 1?
See about that, I think the BMW has the grunt. Or has it?
On the inside, is Andre Katz gonna pull out? No, he's not going to. That is a tough corner to do, so you need some kind of an overlap, and Katz is gonna stay one more lap behind Felix Chef unless there's a major mistake. See, that is a problem. Katz is gonna lose time here unless they can get by Chef fairly quickly. On the outside here. Audi Katz, no.
Joris is liking that now.
Oh, Joris is rubbing his hands together. Look at these two guys fighting. I'm just gonna run away. And that he does. That is already 1.7 seconds ahead of Felix Chef, while Katz is still stuck behind that Audi.
Yeah, the Audi making itself really, really broad. Just no room for undercuts left, right.
Good exit though. Good exit by the BMW. Little bit of a mistake by the Audi, but that is not enough. This Audi has a real grunt in the straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, just pulling away before the spoon corner. Maybe here Andre can gain something if that BMW is a little bit more safe. No, that's a pretty deep line, pretty disastrous line through 130R. But then again, a disastrous line by the Audi on the exit of 130R, both making mistakes, both allowing just Joris to pull away.
Yeah, Joris 2.2 seconds in front now. I think that is something Joris is very happy about. Those two guys duking it out behind him, and he just can concentrate on his line. While we are expecting Jordan Burroughs to also going for an attack in, I think, the next couple of laps. We need to have an eye on that. He's just 1.5 seconds behind Pavlychuk now, so close that gap right up. Meanwhile, you see if undercuts can manage to stick with the Audi through the next couple of corners and try to attack for the next braking zone.
Unfortunately not. Joris just gaining time hand over fist as Felix Chef struggling with an Audi. I don't think an Audi made the chicane in the last 3 laps, just going deep. Maybe a little bit trouble with the tires, a little bit trouble with the braking, not being fully confident in the car.
I mean, like you said, I'm not aware when the Audi pitted. You said something about going too early on.
That is very wide, that is very wide, that's wide by undercuts. Keeping the car on the road, but lost time.
Just barely. So what I was saying, that the tires are graining and wearing when they're so cold. Maybe that shows now that this stint the tires will go off a bit earlier.
I think we're expecting pits within maybe 10 to 15 minutes. If it's a 15-minute driver stint, I believe everybody pitted about 2 hours and 10 minutes mark. So there's still a good 15 minutes to go. I don't think that Andre Katz is willing to be stuck behind Felix Chef for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
However, there is a fight that you noticed, and that is Jordan Burroughs on Paulo
Yes.
Polochuk.
I was about to say. Jordan Burroughs now right behind Polochuk. Going for the move. Chuk having a bit of a squabble there on the exit. And Jordan making it stick through the next corner. That was the easy pie for Jordan there.
Well done, Jordan. Not taking any prisoner. Slightest mistake by that BMW. Jordan just slides it on the inside, takes the position. That is P3 by Jordan Burroughs. Now catching Matteo Schmidt, or trying to catch Matteo Schmidt, who caught just about 3-4 seconds to Ben Norton up ahead. So not that massive of a gap. Still, it's not going to be enough to maybe undercut him in the pit lane or something. So Schmidt needs to find time.
Yeah, and now we have Jordan Burroughs, meanwhile, also posted the fastest lap with a 201.1. So also the fastest boy we got on here right now. So Matteo Schmidt really needs to keep his head down.
Yeah, up the pace a little bit. Matteo Schmidt not really making an impression still. Oh, was that a move? That was indeed a move by Andre Katz on Felix Chef. Katz goes through. It's now free reins to chase down Joris as another clean overtake. Not much really in terms of contact, which we do like. We do appreciate that. Felix Chef blocks on the inside. Not quite, and I think that is the move down. Now it's up to Nippam, who is 5 seconds behind Chef.
Oh yeah, Nippam still in it. Did he... I think he also gained, right? with just
Yes.
5 seconds behind.
Yes, Nipam is in 201s. Nipam is posting fast lap times, faster than Joris, faster than Katz, and definitely faster than Jeff. So Nipam will be in the back of this fight, probably catching Jeff first and just before the pit lane, and then at some point maybe Katz.
Yeah, because we don't we're not allowed to forget that Nipam is also a very fast driver. It felt like we were counting him out, but he just had bad luck, and we were commenting on that because Nipam is a fast driver. I think he can pull a 5th place, maybe. That would be in a realm of his abilities, at least.
I do have my faith in Nipam. Nipam is a quick driver, but Nipam didn't make things easy for him with that extra pit stop. And 5th place is a fairly big ask when that place is about 35 seconds away now. 1 hour and 30 left, there could be mistakes, but Nipam is not allowed to make one if 5th place is an option. And catching up in points to Matteo Schmidt is also a priority.
Yes, true. While what is Joring doing? Joring is already slowly gaining.
Very slowly. That is just under 200ths of a second. That again last time on Matteo Schmidt. Matteo Schmidt keeping up the pace, as is Ben Norton just about staying there. As we do have the Aston Martin of Kevin Unda going into the pits. Another solo driver who's the teammate I'm hearing just did not show up for this race.
Oh, that's not good. If
So-
you leave your teammate hanging, no.
Here we go. Yellow flag. That is yellow flag. Jordan Burroughs making a mistake. Can I maybe catch what that was? Was it just a not very typical mistake? Wide in 130R?
Let's see.
Or maybe a little bit of a connection issue in this replay. I mean, really nothing much, but maybe just a tiny bit of a connection issue and server registering the yellow flag when it really shouldn't have been. Sammy Cal in the pit. We have a first of our cars pitting. That is the same cars that were on the primary strategy who did switch to dry tires. So that's an early pit stop by Sammy Cal. Maybe, yeah, Svekten still should be able to get till the end, but maybe these tires are down on the Honda.
Maybe. I mean, we don't know. We didn't see much of Sammy Carl after the race quiet down for him a bit. So I'm wondering if that really has something to do with the tires, or maybe they're having just a really wacky strategy. I don't know how the Honda is on fuel consumption. If they maybe calculated.
Honda should be fairly solid on. I do not think the fuel is an issue. I think just the tires are really the thing here. And Sammy opting to maybe split the final stint, keep these tires alive. With this, he would have to pit with just about 30, maybe 40 minutes on the clock, which is, yeah, just splitting the stint fairly evenly. I am probably expecting who would be in now then. Maybe Felix Chef and or Nipam. Nipam is right on the back of Felix Chef now, but Nipam has made a disastrous stop, so Nipam does not have to stop yet in the pit lane. However, Felix Chef does, and who was the other guy? Yeah, Nipam. So yeah, we should see a few cars in the pit lane very, very soon.
Yes, which might be good for Carl. Maybe he did it to go a bit earlier to avoid traffic or something. I need to speak with people after this race.
Yeah, Sammy Carl definitely now avoiding traffic in clean air, doesn't have anybody around him. I don't think it's a reasonable decision. Just splitting the stint, not pushing the tires, maybe feeling a little bit of oversteer there and just playing it safe.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we have John Burroughs now gaining a second over the last 2 laps on Matteo Schmidt, so I think we're gonna see that battle in coming up in a couple of laps, which will be very interesting, because then we have a Porsche BMW matchup again. Like
Well-
the P2 to P6 is Porsche and BMW.
As this fight does develop, I do have to give another shout out to the car number 76, now taken over by Joe Grace from Nate Arendas. Joe probably gonna do 2 stints, Joe a teammate of mine as well, so let's see if Joe can maybe push that car a little bit further up the grid. A beautiful livery this is. Fuck cancer. Well, you are able to participate in that as well down on this livery and donate for a good cause as well.
Yes, open your wallet and fuck cancer.
Alright, we do have a battle still going on. That is Nippon Shah close on the back. Ooh, that's a big moment for Nippon, keeping the car on the road. I was just about to say, that could have been a dive into the hairpin, but that little snap of oversteer, that, well, throws it all away.
Yeah, but Nippon is not out of the picture, just under half a second away from the bumper, the rear bumper of Felix Chef. So Felix definitely feeling the pressure here of a very angry Nippon.
There we go. We have a car in the pit lane. Paulo from P3, or P4 actually, on the road. That BMW is in pits. That's a scheduled pit stop. Right on the money as it comes time-wise. So no dramas here. Shouldn't be any dramas. Again, change tires.
Nippon Shah looking for a move through 130R, going for the move on the inside. And Felix Chef making space there on the outside. Nippon Shah going into P7 now.
Oh, well spotted there, Panders. I didn't spot that one, but we just about caught that one. I believe Nippon had just a better exit, slotted it in through the inside, and Felix Chef, being the smart racer that he is, just lifted. Didn't want to get tangled through 130R. There is a long race still left, and it is not worth crashing at this stage.
No, definitely not. Still nearly 1.5 hours to go. 1.5 hours is a long time in the race.
A lot can change. The track is still fast. It didn't improve as quick as expected, and well, rain still in the air. Are we expecting?
No, not for the next 30 minutes at least. So maybe we see a track that goes to optimum.
I would assume optimum pretty soon, but well, yeah, a little bit surprised that we only had like one shower during this entire duration of the race. But hey ho, we never know. This might just surprise us, this weather, towards the very end of the race.
That would be a nice mix-up.
Yeah, definitely could use a little bit of weather here to spice things up, as the current gaps are everybody just over a second and a half, so it is everybody just trying to make to the pit lane timer, to the driver's stint timer. Oh, that is very wide by Nippon. That might be a warning. Again, we saw one drive-through from Matteo Schmidt. We didn't see any of the drive-throughs for warnings, but they might be coming up.
Might be, but I think except coming out of Spoon and corners where you really have to get good exit, you can afford lifting a bit through the mid-speed corners. You just have to be careful at 130R or something like that, where you really have to throttle down to avoid getting those warnings.
Pretty much so, even though sometimes the track limit can be fairly harsh in ACC, as we do have a car in pits. That is Felix Chef. That is 2 laps just about after Sami Kali pitted. So that is again on schedule. Is Felix gonna stay in this car, do one more stint, and then leave the Gergely Kunsaba for the last one? We shall see as soon as that car is out of the pits. As up front, Ben Norton is still leading. Matteo Schmidt just about getting 12 seconds. Gain, what is that, like 8 seconds over a course of a stint?
Yeah, about 8 seconds there. So let's see where we have the rest of the field. So we have Victor Galan now in P10 right now.
But Victor Galan still hasn't stopped, needs to stop, and had horrible, a couple of spins, couple of contacts with the wall, so that Porsche is very much down and not expecting to be in the fight against Jeff, Kalle, and Paul. Oh, that is Polsniakov now. We have a second driver in the car. Andriy Polsniakov, another quick driver in the BMW Nitro squad, taking over from Pavlo Polovchuk.
Okay, let's see. We did see him today so far.
But I do have to interrupt you, as we do have two big cars in the pit. That is Ben Norton and arriving Matteo Schmidt. Right on the money, stopping at the same time. There's no going to be shenanigans regarding any kind of strategy here. They're just matching each other, so it is pure pace.
Yeah, and with that we have Jordan Burroughs just doing his own thing, posting the fastest lap of the race with a 2:08. So now it's just having a good. They need to have a good stop and get out and get quick fast.
Yeah, Jordan probably has another 3 or 4 laps to stop on the drive timer. Well, 3 or 4 or maybe 5 laps. We do know that Jordan did a couple of laps on flat tires, which didn't really pay off. Andre Katz as well in taking that BMW in the pit lane. I do believe we're gonna see a driver change now with Jesse Dodd going into the car. Interesting to see what pace they will have.
Yes, Jesse Dodd, known mostly from our Automobilista 2 open wheel racing league. He's a big open wheel guy. I think just joining us seriously for GT3 last year, or was it 2020? I think it was 20.
It was 2000. Last year, I do remember from one of the championship when we drove against each other, had great pace, and I'm really hoping that has solid pace in this race. But as we did see another switch, that is Oscar Sarista back in that 127. Aston Martin, Ben Norton steps out. Sarista also had the pace. Did get in front of Matteo Schmidt, but that gap has been reduced. That is now just over 4 seconds, 5 seconds.
Yes, and we have Jesse Doddin now confirmed in the car. And a number 23 BMW of No Sweat Racing.
We do indeed, yes. That is Jesse Dodd in the car, wishing him good luck, taking the car around the first lap, just getting the feel for the car. Try not to have any contacts with the wall, with the gravel traps and similar. We'll definitely appreciate it being dry rather than wet.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, still we have, Shah Nipam is in P4 now, but I think he still has to pit, right? He is on a similar strategy to Jordan.
Yes, we are expecting both Jordan and Nipam in at roughly the same time, maybe a lap apart. So these guys are going a little bit longer, but it's not going to be enough to save the stop. It might be just enough to save a little bit of tire life, and that's it. We did have another driver switch, and that is this Audi right behind. It is Gergely Kunsabo for Felix Chef. Gergely Kunsabo again in the car, who was probably the fastest of the two drivers, and just about being lapped by Jordan Burroughs in the Porsche.
Yes, Jordan Burroughs putting in some really good laps there. So I think I've not seen a lap slower than 2.18 since it's dried up. So
Jordan Burroughs has been on the pace this entire race, making time up, and we'll see when they come out. Schmidt and Sarista had a little bit of advantage for Ben Norton, who was back in the car, but this could be tight.
Could be really tight indeed. So we have Kunsabo closing up to Jesse Dodd already. So
that is true, but there is also another fight here developing. That is Oscar Sarista catching the back of Joris Peterswiem. Joris did not pit. Joris still needs to pit. Those tires are worn on the Porsche, but that Porsche is going to be a little bit of a roadblock for the Aston Martin. That is losing Oscar Sarista time. That is allowing Matteo Schmidt to catch up. More importantly, that is playing into Jordan Burroughs' hands. When they stop, this could be a gain of maybe even 2 positions for Jordan Burroughs.
Yes, very much. It all depends. I think the Aston has to try to get an attack into T1 now. Oh, and the problem for Saristo just disappeared into the pits.
Oh, that must be a massive relief for Sarista. As one problem, we go back to another one, and that is Gereli Kunsabo right behind Jesse Dudd. Maybe a dive in here. Again, I do think that Gereli Kunsabo is the quickest driver, and does Jesse Dudd just give way here?
Not really.
But that Audi is quick, and next corner is a left-hander. It is the spoon corner, and that Audi just gonna slice it up the inside. The BMW goes wide. That is job done. That is well done by Gereli Kunsabo.
Yeah, with Jordan Burroughs now getting the slipstream from Jesse Dottie there, so he'll be very happy to take that from him.
Oh yeah, are we gonna see try? Yeah, the Jordan Burroughs just drives by easily by the BMW. Not willing to cause any problems there, Jesse Dudd. Just driving their own race, have to do this one stint, have to keep the car on the track. Probably handed back to Andre Katz in the end, but good driving right now by Jesse Dudd.
Yeah, very good. I mean, it's understandable. You don't want to be the back marker that crashed P1.
Oh, definitely.
That is the worst feeling. Trust me, I've been there.
That is indeed the absolute worst feeling you can have in sim racing. A back marker who just destroys a race. But thankfully, these drivers do know what is up. They do have the sim racing etiquette, basically, as we do see Jordan Burroughs now catching up on Gereli Kunsabo.
Yeah.
Probably expecting another easy overtake.
Yeah, we have Nipam Shah in P3 now, just going through 130R. Curious to see if
yellow flag. We do have a yellow flag. That is Joe Grace. That is just going out of the chicane. That car looks second hand. That bonnet is. That bonnet is shaking. That must have been a big moment for the 76 Mercedes. And that'll be a lengthy repair. I would probably fit that car in and get it repaired.
Victor Galan is going into the pits now, while Nipam Shah in P3 stays out for another lap, and Matteo Schmidt with the fastest lap of the race with a 2 minutes 0.6.
Yeah, those tires are working on the BMW, pushing the car. He needs to push that car. Oscar Saristo is just down the road. Nipam Shah is also down the road. So it is all or nothing now. This is a 3-car fight for T1 that is just about to develop. We're waiting for Jordan Burroughs and Nipam to pit, and then we'll have much more clear picture of what is going on.
Yes, with Jordan Burroughs 48 seconds in front of Saristo, I think it's gonna be pretty close. I think Jordan will be closely behind when he comes out of the pits.
I think so. I don't think Jordan has enough of it. There we go. The Porsche pits. Do not go over the speed limit. That is timely. Good pit stop by Jordan Burroughs. Now we watch Oscar Saristo. Where is that Aston? Just about going through Spoon Corner. This is the back straight. It is the 130R, the chicane. And then we'll see how much time Burroughs gained or lost in that little stint.
Yeah, he was still fast on that on those tires. So I don't think Saristo gained that much with the new tires. I wouldn't be surprised if Jordan Burroughs is just like 7 seconds behind now.
Only maybe a couple of tenths. The Aston now coming down the main straight. Do see have another yellow flag. There's Joe Grace going off again. But more importantly now, where is Jordan Burroughs? Jordan Burroughs still stopped. Is that Saristo going by? The Saristo is going by. Ooh, that's a long pit stop by Jordan Burroughs. That is...
Oh, that's very long, yes.
Alright,
now
the Jackson drop. The car is off. Maybe we expected a little bit more. That is a fairly hefty time loss. I'm not sure what the gap was before, but Matteo Schmidt and Oscar Saristo are away. Jordan Burroughs about 20 seconds off the leader at the moment.
Yeah, that means he lost 5 seconds.
Wow. Might have not stopped correctly in that pit box.
Yeah. Let's see, but we probably expect can expect him to put in some new fastest time now. But,
do, but
because
time is running out. There is 1 minute, there is 1 hour, 10 minutes left. There is 20 seconds to Saristo in an Aston Martin. 1 pit stop still left. The rain is maybe forecasted for the final parts of the race, but right now it is all on the track, and I don't think Jordan Burroughs is doing enough.
I just have faith in Jordan, to be honest.
I do have faith that Jordan is quick, but is it quick enough? There is a small issue of Matteo Schmidt setting the fastest laps of the race. Wow, this is very much a developing fight that could come down to maybe a mistake or two, or maybe just Matteo Schmidt catching up to that Aston Martin, each of them holding them up, letting Jordan Burroughs catch up. Everything can happen here.
Thing is, I think Nippam Shah still hasn't pitted yet.
No, Nippam is still... I'm probably expecting Nippam in this lap. Jordan and Nippam were just about, and yes, that is Nippam into the pit lane. Again, do not speed. Nippam slows down just in time. Good pit stop. At least the entry into the pit. So we'll see where Nippam comes out. Again, it's about Sami Kali and Pozniakov in the BMW to see who sorts it out. It is incredible that Sami Kali and Pozniakov sitting just almost the same lap times right now. Gapped by right about 5 seconds. That BMW does 2-1 and Sami actually, the BMW does 2-2. Yeah, Sami Kali actually catching up 8/10 to that BMW. So again, that Honda might be a contender for even podium positions at the end. No, probably not. Probably P4 is in play here.
Yeah, I think we have Nippam still in the pits. Joris coming out through the left chicane.
Nippam stationary. The next car coming is the 76 of Joe Grace. Nippam is down. Jacks are down. Joris coming. This could be a close fight. Nippam accelerates. Joris just about on the left. Ooh, going around the outside. No, the Porsche gets it. Just about a second. Well done. That is going to be again a time loss for Nippam trying to get past that Porsche. If Nippam can get past the Porsche, they going from bad to worse for the VRM team here.
Is it a time loss though? I was under the impression that he actually jumped Kunzabo there.
I think that, no, Nippam I believe got past Felix Chef, who was in the car, right? And now we are looking at Nippam going against Joris Petersweem, and that is gonna be a tough fight. Big ask, big time loss on this track if they start fighting, and Kunzabo is the quick driver in that 243 Audi. So once again, a three-way fight developing right here.
Interesting. Okay. Further down the grid, we don't really have anything interesting right now. So Nippam Shah is actually the closest driver to anyone right now.
Well, we can give some screen time to those that might not get as much. Again, Jesse Dudd at BMW, right about 2:04 is maybe not the hottest of lap times, especially not the hottest of apexes, as Jesse Dudd completely misses that one. Probably doesn't do that in AMS too, as far as I know, but in this BMW, probably not the most comfortable. And still, a valiant effort, just has to get that stint over with. Maybe a little bit less iRacing, a little bit more staying on the green stuff, but hey, like as I said, a valiant effort. Victor Gallen just driving their own race. Such unfortunate. That Porsche definitely has a pace. Has the same pace as about Sami Kal and Pozniakov and Peter Zwein, but just didn't work out. Unfortunate. Second to last car running now. That is Joe Grace, and that car still looks second-handed. I don't know if that was repaired in the pits. Doesn't look like to be. Maybe waiting another 15 minutes, so they will only have to stop once, but Panders, would you really look forward to driving a car like that for another 15 minutes?
I mean, like, I'm looking at it, and yeah, the hood is a bit mangled, but maybe if you don't, if Joe Grace deems it drivable, I think I would drive it as well if I would be comfortable with the amount of damage that's there. I mean, they're not contending for the top positions anyway, so maybe just roll with the punches.
But Joe Grace is rolling with understeer, and even more understeer every single corner. Like, you can see here, every corner going wide. Maybe it would be time to get that car into the pits and get that fixed, regardless of the drive timer. Yeah, unfortunate race for this Mercedes, just not quite up to pace, a few too many mistakes. And finally, Kevin Unda doing another valiant effort. Only got into sim racing a little bit earlier this year, if I'm correct, and driving a 3-hour race solo on a track that is very difficult for a newcomer. So that is hats off. This is a massive learning experience. This is something that you do need in sim racing. Every time you go out on a track, it is a learning experience, and especially in the 3-hour race, just completed it is a massive achievement for this Aston number 51.
Oh yes, it is. So that's what you said. Getting the experience is just invaluable. Even if you're not the fastest on the track, you learn so much. That's true. And doing a good job for the last couple of minutes. I have quietly observing it a bit, so pretty good in his pace. So pace he's doing is pretty consistent. Has a slip up here and there, but nothing too major. So good stuff from Kevin Unda as well here.
As we do turn our attention back to the fight between Nipam Shah and Joris Peters, again, it's an Audi versus a Porsche. It is again Joris Peters was holding someone back. Gergely Kun Sabo having a moment there. That might have been a big moment. Can we quickly see a replay? Was just a snap? Maybe coming up to a back marker? Oh no, just going on the grass. Does he touch the wall? Just about avoids the wall, but that is time lost. Tires are still in good shape. Car is not damaged, but definitely a scary moment that you don't want to see this deep into the race. Alright, still back to this fight with the Audi catching up quickly on the Porsche. Can we see the straight line speed? The Porsche goes wide. That was very, very wide by Joris Peters. That is a massive mistake, but the acceleration now is on the side of the Porsche. Dip in the slipstream, Joris. Let's go. This could be a drag down. Oh, this might just be. Let's see if the slipstream kicks in. That is the crucial part. No, I think Joris is letting this one go. Just doesn't have it here through the 130R, but Nippon does make a mistake. Maybe a good exit out of the chicane. I think Joris might think better of it, see that the pace is just not there from that Porsche, and might let Nippon go. Yeah, that Audi now just gotta get the legs. Joris not in the slipstream anymore, not as close as it needs to be, and I think that is this fight over.
At least for now, let's see if Joris can gain a bit of time back now in those next couple of corners. Clearly the strength of the Porsche there with backmarker Kevin Unda in the picture there.
Kevin Unda just a little bit in the way. Let's see how he navigates this piece of traffic. Just letting them go maybe around the outside. A slight lift, not getting in the way. Well done, Kevin.
Yeah, he still held Nipam a bit off. You can see Joris taking advantage of that right back behind him.
Or is Joris gonna go for a dive here? There is a... Nipam does defend the inside, so Joris is gonna get a better exit here, but can the Porsche beat the Audi acceleration? I don't think so. No, not down this straight. Alright, but we are going back to the lead fight. Matteo Schmidt quietly getting the pace down. Last lap, that was just about 8 tenths quicker than Oscar Sarista up in front. bit by bit edging into that gap. Jordan Burroughs doing the best lap, his personal best lap, but still not the quickest lap of the race. That is held by Matteo Schmidt, just 100 of a second quicker than Jordan Burroughs. And this is just extending. This is really turning into a fight where Matteo Schmidt needs to come up to Oscar Saristo for Burroughs to have a chance.
Yeah, definitely. Burroughs is keeping an eye on Jordan's time to the leader. That went down by nearly 4 seconds now.
Yeah, Jordan on the pace.
Last checked it. So I think we are in for a bit of a fight in the last couple of minutes if it continues like that.
I'm interested to see what lap times this Aston can post, because 201 mid is it is not enough currently. It is simply not enough, as both Burroughs and Schmidt are in the 202s, the 200s, just about there by 2 to 4 tenths, and Saristo didn't have the pace last time out. Didn't really have the pace on the fastest lap. Saristo never really dipped below those 201s.
No, exactly, they never did. But like I said or alluded to earlier, like Ben Norton as well, they're still pretty consistent, which makes it pretty hard to catch them anyway. Even if you're quite a bit faster, because you do see from Matteo Schmidt and Jordan Burroughs their times fluctuate a bit more than the times of Zaristo and Norton earlier. So I'm curious to see how. Oh, and we have Jordan just posting, just making me shut up right away. Thanks.
We called Jordan out, and he delivered. 2:00.527 is the new fastest lap of the race. That's a full second up to Matteo Schmidt, who had a horrid lap, a 201 mid. Same as Saristo, who's still in those 201 mids, but it is definitely now Saristo, who is a little bit more consistent, but slower on pace. Schmidt, who definitely has the pace, but not the consistency. And Burroughs just catching up in that Porsche. It is 10 seconds to the leader by Jordan Burroughs, and another 5 seconds to Matteo Schmidt. Interesting fight coming up.
Yeah, it's roughly 1 hour to do this. Yeah, he has roughly 1 hour to reel in both. And now we have Nipam Shah,
Nipam,
fastest lap of the race.
Where was Nipam this entire race, or this entire last hour? Nipam finally purple.
2:0.4. Very, very good lap coming out.
Those tires working.
Nipam.
So it seems like the first 5 laps on these new tires are definitely the best, the optimum. And now when the fuel burns down and the car just comes into its own, Nipam posting the fastest lap of the race. Unfortunately, that is Nipam. 37 seconds of P5, 58 minutes. That is a tall ask. That is a very, very tall ask.
That is a very, very tall ask. But I said P5 was in the possibility of his abilities, and I die on that hill. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Nipam Shah still going to P5 tonight.
Possibly. Does need to have a race of his life, and maybe needs a mistake from... Well, there is a potential for mistake, actually, up front, because this is Sami Khalid, who just caught up on Pozniakov, the BMW, just half a second to a second quicker. Oh, we called him out once again. Jordan Burroughs with another fastest lap time, 2:00.4. Just getting quicker and quicker.
Yeah, it feels like Jordan has the stream open and was like, what? Pander's talking shit?
Must be, because this is just motivating Jordan to go faster and faster, lap after lap. To be fair, Matteo Schmidt is also in the 2-minute flats. Saristo still on 201s. The gaps are closing.
Deck pointed it out, and he's right. We're also on optimum track now.
Oh, we are indeed. Yeah, the track has gone optimum. This is the best conditions that we're gonna see probably all day. Maybe we'll have another bit of a fastest lap time come up when the chain of tire happens. And the pit stop does open maybe in about 10 minutes time I might be expecting cars to come in. Maybe not that early, but if somebody has like really tough time on tires, since those driver stints are 50 minutes and we are 56 minutes away from the race end.
Yeah, they're probably. Let me see. Okay. We still have Mr. Burroughs on the charge. We have Posniakov behind that, the BMW in the number 55 car. Is that a full Ukrainian team? I know.
It is a Ukrainian team, yes.
Yes. Okay. Then we have Samikal on his.
Oh, there's a development that we didn't want to see, but we were expecting a drive-through penalty for Gergely Kunsabo. That is track limits, and that is gonna happen here on Suzuka.
Yeah, that will put him behind Jesse Dotter again, and will might be a lifeline for Victor Galan to maybe try and attack Kunsabo.
Big ass. Big ass.
Yeah. I'm theorizing right now. Because obviously I want to see some more action in the last hour of the race.
But there's another fight developing. Like I said, Samikali just on the back of Pozniakov in the 55 BMW. The Honda looking good. The Honda closing in. But it's a tough track to overtake. And if Pozniakov doesn't make a mistake, oh, it's going to be very tough.
Oh, yeah, very, very tough. And, but he's 3 tenths behind now. I don't know. Yeah, I'm curious to see the difference. Oh, having a bit of a moment there, I see it right, Samikal. The Honda a bit squirmy through that couple of corners, losing a bit of time, about 2 tenths there.
It is really taking that arrow, taking that the downforce through the Samikal. Does have a windscreen wiper on, maybe for good luck, but it's really about that arrow that the BMW takes off the Honda, and the Honda becomes very, very snappy. It is a tough car to follow another car in front. Very sensitive car, so Samikal has to drive to the best of his abilities to produce an overtake here.
Yeah, now let's see what that Honda engine does in the slipstream of that BMW M4.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see which of these two cars does have the edge on a straight line. Looks like the Honda. BMW is not getting away. 130R. Both take it cautiously on the edge.
So we
BMW defense. That's a terrible line by the BMW, and didn't really need to do that. Didn't really need to defend here. Samikali with a cutback. Really good draft now, just at the back of the BMW. Could this be a move? Is this gonna be a move into turn 1? On the right side, defending as much as possible the BMW. Samikali has to go the long way around. Goes to the left, the BMW just about defends well enough. There is no cutback, and there is another lap with Pozniakov up in front.
Yeah, Pozniakov could have squeezed Kyle a bit more on the outside in the braking zone for turn 1, but it worked out in the end.
I mean, Pozniakov placed that car beautifully in the middle of the track, denying any kind of undercut by Samikali. Sami is so much faster through these S's. This BMW is understeering all over the place. Might be the setup, might be the tires, but this Honda has the pace through the tight stuff and on the straight.
Having a bit of a collision there between Samikal and Pozniakov, the other corner there, so we can see the massive overspeed of the Honda in the corners. So Pozniakov under very, very high pressure now from behind. See if he can manage to keep it together.
I mean, Pozniakov has been solid, but the car hasn't. The car just doesn't look good. Ooh, Samikali again pushing that car. That is just outside the track limits. Not a drive-through just yet, but could have been a warning. That Honda is close now. That Honda is very close. If the Honda can get on the inside of 130R, that could be the compromise that Samikali is looking for. So close. Loss of downforce. The BMW takes a very weird line. Almost bounces off. Not defending this time. and hitting the chicane, it's gonna be tough. But Sami Kali has a very good line here, right in the back of the BMW. Let's squirm beyond the throttle.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be another try into the first corner by Sami here. Look at how fast that Honda closes up to the BMW in the
Oh, looks
slipstream.
at the inside. No, ooh, that's a very dangerous move within last second by Pozniakov. I don't think Sami Kali is gonna be happy about that one. But both cars still survive to fight another lap. Sami Kali, well, really looking on top here. However, here's the thought, Panders. An early pit stop. Maybe in the next 2 laps. Would that be worth it?
For Sami Kal.
Yes.
Probably, actually.
Oh, look at that speed. Look at that speed.
Yeah.
BMW has nothing for this long corner. Just a monumental amount of unders there.
Yeah, so Pozniakov really is hanging on for dear life right now. Just keeping Sami Kal at bay through this middle sector here. All those mid-speed corners don't seem to play well to the way Pozniakov's BMW is set up. With Sami Kal now going for the move on the inside, cars side by side.
Can that Honda hold the inside?
Little bit more grunt if the Honda is not in the slipstream.
So, our graphic even showed Sami Kal in front there, but just couldn't hold the inside there. Would have been so good for the spoon corner. Unfortunately, for Sami Kali, not just quite to be. BMW struggling so much. There's no speed through these corners by the BMW. Just sheer unders here.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we missed Kunzabo going past Jesse Dodde.
That was indeed a move by the Audi driver on Jesse Dodd, who is still setting solid lap times there, but we're going back to Sami Kali. Oh, that's a dive on the outside into the chicane. That is way too deep. Be careful on the exit. You don't want to get a warning here. Yeah, Sami Kali does it smart. Doesn't get a DP for that. Loses a little bit of time, but can catch back up.
He probably can. The Honda was so much faster through the first and second sector. I think Pozniakov just has a little breather now to compose himself and get a little bit on the of that pressure off his shoulders, because Sami Kal right now half a second behind. He angry.
Yellow flag,
boy,
yellow
he angry
flag.
now.
Joe Gray spun that Mercedes around. Is that a hairpin? That is a hairpin. Gets out of the way. That's some good driving, but that Mercedes is still a broken car. And Joe Gray, is it a broken car anymore? Yeah, it still looks broken.
Yeah.
About time to bring it in. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
going back to this fight, Honda still on the back of the BMW. When is the move gonna happen? Ooh, big snap of oversteer.
Sami Kal getting a bit impatient now. I stayed on him. He started to flash Pozniakov now. So I think he's a little bit frustrated that he just can't seem to get past this car. Of course, he's losing massive amounts of time to the car in front, but on the other hand, it's Jordan Burroughs, which is closing up massively to Matteo Schmidt right now, posting the fastest lap of the race again with a 2-minute flat .30.
You know, Panders, Schmidt is not giving any pressure on Saristo. Schmidt is quicker over maybe 1 or 2 laps and then loses it all in another lap. And it is actually Burroughs who's gonna catch up to Schmidt at this rate.
Yes, and that's why I was talking, and that's why I put so much emphasis of the consistency of Norton and Saristo. They did a incredible job having their lap times just like 10 tenths better or faster or slower. They didn't really go all over the place with their lap times, and that just shows. He can keep that gap behind somewhat constant around 5 to 7 seconds until now.
Indeed, but that is all playing in Oscar Saristo's hands. Should Jordan Burroughs catch up to Matteo Schmidt, and should they fight? That is water on the mill for Oscar Saristo, who's just gonna extend that gap. Looking very good for the Aston here.
Very good. While Sami Kal is still behind Pozniakov not getting by that thick BMW M4.
Oh, if I was Sami Kalin's race engineer, which I was last weekend, I would be shouting, pit, pit, pit. This is the perfect time to pit. Get rid of these tires. They're still in good shape. The Honda has space, but the undercut can be so strong here. Just get out of that the draft from the BMW and just overtake him. Because Sami Kali does have the pace, and Pozniakov really doesn't need to get in some kind of an incident or lose time behind it.
Yeah, because do you remember what we were talking about 10 minutes ago with Nipam Shah, who was 34 seconds behind Sami Kali and is now
Yes, indeed.
gained 10 seconds nearly.
Yes, that is the case. Nipam gained 10 seconds. That is not looking good for these two cars. Especially for Sami, who has the pace and is squandering it all the time behind BMW.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see how that develops, because I don't see those two cars catching top three.
There it is, Sami Kali in the pits. He read my mind. I promise I did not send any kind of messages or do anything. Sami Kali with a good decision in my mind, just pitting. As we do have, did we just have a disconnect? We did have a disconnect.
Who disconnected?
Who was that? Joris. Joris is gone.
Oh yes, yours. Oh no.
Joris is gone as well as... Oh no, we lost two Porsches. We just lost two cars in a space of well, like very quick. Victor Gallen is also gone. I haven't seen him.
Oh yeah, he's also gone. Ah, too bad. I mean, I can't somehow understand that Victor Gallen really hadn't the best of races today. He had some very bad lucks starting with the qualifying, not managing to post a lap for qualifying, starting from the back, then having a couple of incidents, putting him into a pit. I mean, 2 times more than everybody else. So a tough race for him today. Sad to see him go like this, but it is what it is sometimes.
Oh, is that a DSQ for Kevin Honda? What happened there?
Good question.
Was it cleared? As Nate Arendas takes that still damaged, might have been a bug, but that car is not looking in a healthy state. As Kevin Honda might have just been... Oh, you know what might have been... Oh, that is unfortunate that... I do believe that the drive timer has been... Expired, but not that. Like, Kevin Honda had 2 hours to do his race, and unfortunately, because their teammate didn't show up, they got an automatic disqualification. They ran out of total driving time. That is unfortunate.
That is very unfortunate. While we have Matteo Schmidt in the pits now, he just pitted. He is standing right now in front of Michael Vavier, who we lost in the early stages of the race, and who's just watching now. Should be watching us on our stream right now, not in-game.
Matteo Schmidt didn't have the pace, so is this the switch for tires? Just try to maybe switch to another set, maybe get a little bit of a breather and catch up to the car in front. That is Nipam going. Again, Matteo Schmidt cuts the white line on the pit exit. Naughty right there. Yeah. Maybe something we should be bringing up in the driver briefing next time.
Oh yeah, I think stewards are watching and Deck is watching as well. He sees everything the naughty drivers are doing.
That was indeed very naughty. No need for that. That was a yellow flag just right here. There was a slow car just before the chicane. That is trying to see on the mini-map, car 76. That is again, I think, a problem for the Fuck Cancer team, Nate Arendas and Joe Grace not having the best of races here.
Yes, but they're still in it, unlike 4 teams that are... Is it 5? No, 4 teams. K-Under is in it again. Sorry. 4 teams that didn't make it to the end today.
All right, so the situation like this, Oscar Saristo leading in that Aston Martin, which we really didn't expect, but having a solid race. Jordan Burroughs catching up slowly. Actually, no, I'll retract that one. Jordan Burroughs did a 201.2. Maybe those tires on the Porsche are also going away because the Aston Martin doing 201 mids is just, it's keeping the gap. Oscar Saristo has the pace.
Yes, but
Big moment now. Big moment. That is Pozniakov in the pits. That is the BMW Nitro. And now we watch for Sami Kali. Well, with Sami Kali emerged. Sami pitted 2 laps ago. This is going to be the first fast lap by Sami Kali. Can that Honda jump the BMW?
Oh, I hope for Sami Kali that he managed to pull the undercut off, because he was really hurting behind Pozniakov. You have to say that the BMW was slower. He just defended very, very well. So don't diminish Pozniakov's skill. His defending was very, very good. But Sami Kali is the faster driver on track right now.
Sami needs to keep this pace up, though. These outlaps are crucial. We don't know what the pace was. We know that the last lap from the BMW was a 2:03, so not the greatest of lap times. Sami was just about a second behind. Is that
BMW
55 BMW moving? There's the line. Is Sami Kali gonna get this one? I think he is. I think he's just about. Yes. Oh, not just about, but good amount. Oh, what
a stop and go. 30 seconds for Pozniakov. Probably accelerated a bit too quick. That's usually a sign of missing pit limiter.
Oh, such a great race by Pozniakov. Defensive driving, maybe not had the best of pace, but it's fantastic defensive driving ruined by going into the pit lane too quickly. What a shame. They're going to be ruining that, because that could have been a very good result by a team that is quite high up in the standings.
Yeah, and that actually means they're going to fall back on to P8. Jesse Dotter has a shot at P7 right now.
Yes, that hasn't stopped yet. That is the problem. They still need to put they'll need to put the... I'm assuming that Andre Katz is going to take over that car. So I don't think they have a chance, but Gergely Kunsabo maybe is... Yeah, definitely, actually. That car is just right behind. I think it's the Kunsabo on the last stint. They're not expected to stop again, so... If my math is correct, that might be a position lost with Pozniakov down to P7. Nipam Shah, P6? We'll see. That's another interesting fight. What is Nipam doing? Nipam is on 201s, but Sami Kali is showing the pace of that Honda. That is 2:0 flat, 2 minutes flat and 700. That is a fantastic lap time. That is just as quick as what Jordan Burroughs is doing at the moment. Honda has the pace, Sami Kali has the pace, and I don't think Nipam has the pace.
No, I don't. At least right now, we've seen Nipam doing, like, his best lap is a 2.0.4, but not on those tires at the moment. I'm still banking Nipam maybe P5, but Kyle and that's rough.
I don't think so. I think Kali has the pace here.
Yeah.
That's another sub 201 lap by Kali in the Honda. Nipam just doesn't have the pace. Nipam is 3 tenths slower. However, here's an interesting battle. Matteo Schmidt versus Nipam Shah. You would think that Matteo Schmidt on much fresher tires will have the pace, and Matteo Schmidt does have the pace. However, would Nipam let him go? I don't think so. Nipam is in the lead of this championship. Matteo Schmidt might take over the championship lead, depending on what happens here. So it is in Nipam's best interest to keep that BMW behind as long as possible.
Oh, yes, indeed. And so there are a few things in the equation right now. Nipam wants to keep the point gap, as small as possible. And I know that Jordan and Nipam are pretty good with each other. I don't know about Matteo. That's why could be friends on the track helping each other out now, keeping him behind. Because I think does Jordan? I think Yeah.
Oh, Jordan
there-
is in the pits. Jordan is in
Yeah,
the pits. That's
there's
going to be
the
the last
pits.
stop. Going out, how much is the time loss to Matteo Schmidt? Oh, that's going to be a big time loss. That is the quickest lap of the race by Matteo Schmidt. Jordan Burroughs down 8 seconds. Jordan
8
didn't
seconds.
gain much. Jordan did not gain as much as I expected, maybe.
No, he didn't. He was about. I think he lost a second. I think it was by 7.4 seconds.
Yeah, that is true. Matteo Schmidt right in the back of Nippon, but Nippon's not letting this one go. It's really Nippon's best interest to hold this BMW behind as long as possible. Get Jordan Burroughs to join the fight to take the points out of the BMW. But Oscar Saristo and Ben Norton, probably the two happiest drivers in this grid. This is working out fantastically for them.
Yes. They I gotta admit, at the beginning of the race, I didn't even really notice them. It was like all of a sudden, Ben was P1, and from there they just kept it until now. So they still have 35 minutes to go, but keeping that pace up, keeping the performance up, I think they have a good shot at the win here today.
I think so too. I think they have more than a good shout. It all depends on this pit stop. Stopping out 30 is always a thing. DT is always a thing. But they are up in front. They had a lead. They had a lead of good 5 seconds. They're probably extending this lead now as Matteo Schmidt is stuck behind Nippon Shah. Just take it easy. If you need to lose a half a second, just go in a little bit slower in the pit lane. Do it so. But this is all in the hands of 127 Aston. Really.
Yes, so we have Matteo Schmidt. Is it still with the fastest lap now?
Yes, set on the last lap, Matteo Schmidt, 2:00.2. But now it is 2:01.4. Jordan Burroughs just closing up a little bit, not really that massively. Last lap was an out lap, so probably like warming up the tires. You can see that Porsche just in the background. But Matteo Schmidt massively struggling. You see that he has the grip. He's putting that BMW all over the place, but just not enough. Nippon doing a fantastic drive. Oh, there's a flash of the lights. Get out of the way. I don't think Nippon's gonna do that.
Nah, Nippon is gonna keep that Audi planted right on the racing line.
Oh, that was an off track. That was an off track there by Matteo Schmidt. Oh, it's getting feisty. He cannot afford that. He cannot afford a drive-through behind the Saudi. A drive-through would put him behind Sami Kali, likely.
Oh yes, true. That would be a massive loss if that would happen. But Jesse Dotter right now. Oh, he Consabo now in the pits.
Oh, is that a last stop? Oh,
Now it's probably serving. Oh, it's a stop. Okay, it's not a serving.
Oh, that's a slide. That's a slide by Sami Kali. Slide it's on its own through the Degner too. Oh, keeps it on the road. It doesn't depend. Sami Kali is still good, I believe, when Nippon Shah stops. That was still 30 seconds, but that's maybe 10 seconds lost. Oh, slide on its own in the Honda on new tires. That Honda finally snapped. Oh, this could be close. This could be close when Nippon Shah stops. Sabo in the pits indeed. Maybe sharing the pit box with that 45 Audi of Vavia.
Yeah, he's
indeed.
going. Okay.
So that is, it is Felix Chef for the final stint and for the final 30 minutes. As I said, probably not gonna get probably the strategy really paid its part here, and that Audi had to pit one more time, but still a solid race. Could have been maybe a little bit more from that team,
Yeah.
Off-Pace Andy Racing.
Yeah, so Nippon Shah and Matteo Schmidt doing mid 201s, and the last lap of Jordan was a mid 2.0. So
Jordan is pushing. Jordan is not letting this one out. Last lap was invalidated by Jordan Burroughs, so he is really on the edge, really trying. As is Matteo Schmidt, as is Nippon, who's just holding that BMW back. It's all about the exit here. Oh, that BMW slows. Nippon's gonna defend this one. I'm assuming the BMW is gonna send it somewhere on the outside, try to compromise the Audi maybe on the exit. Let's see what happens here.
No, Nippon keeps his rear clean, so...
By the way, Sami
Until-
Kali lost 8 seconds in that last lap with the spin.
Yeah, Jesse Dodd in the pits. So
Why is
the
that,
last change for them, I think. I think.
Yes.
Let's see if he does a double stint or if Andre Katz jumps in again.
I would love to see Jesse Dodd staying in the car because his pace wasn't bad. He was doing 204s, 203s, which is fairly respectable for somebody who really does not pick this as a main simulator. So I would love to see Jesse Dodd stay in the car.
Yes, always nice to see him on track. Jordan Burroughs just losing a bit of time there.
By the looks of it, yeah, or not gaining.
No, he's gaining it again. Okay, that was weird. Anyway, Matteo Schmidt still not managing to get past Nipam Shah there.
Is that the Aston?
Yeah,
Did we miss
that's
it?
the Aston.
That is the Aston of Saristo! What happened there?
Nipam Shah in P1. Matteo
What
Schmidt now
happened there?
with a shot at P1 now, with Nipam Shah needing to pit one more time, right?
Yes, we must have missed that. That was the Aston coming out of the pit lane. But then Aston had 5-second lead on Matteo Schmidt and good lap times. That must have been a terrible stop by the Aston. This is a fight for P1. I mean, Nipam Shah still has to pit. Bosniakov makes a mistake. Bosniakov made a mistake in Digner too. He spun now. And that's again a chance for Jesse Dodd, who stayed in the car. No, in his undercuts, unfortunately. Boo.
Arenda's making
there's a move. There is a move here.
As well.
Nipam Shah letting them both go. Nipam doesn't want to be involved into that one. Doesn't have the tires. Or was that a mistake maybe by Nipam? We haven't just caught it. There's so much action on track.
With all that commotion...
Could you
Jordan
check, Panders,
now-
if that was a mistake by Nipam, actually? Because that was a pretty big time loss. And Nipam has an off-track. If you could check that in the replay. I don't really see a reason for Nipam to let these two go. Oh, this is on. This is most definitely on now. Matteo Schmidt, 0.4 behind Oscar Saristo. Ben Norton didn't want to go into the car. Oscar Saristo must be more comfortable. And Jordan Burroughs. Jordan Burroughs catching up 5 seconds behind now. If these two squabble, Jordan is going to catch up. That is going to be a three-way fight for the win. Last 20 minutes, 28 minutes of this race. We are on our edge of a seat, and you should be too. Nipam pits now, probably either damage or those tires are completely gone. But in any case, Nipam had to have pit. They were out of drive time, so we will now see where Sami Kali can come out. But I believe Sami Kali has this well in hand. It's going to be a
Nippon went wide through a corner onto the gravel.
Oh, indeed, a mistake by Nipam then, which led these two through. Oh, that's also gonna cost him time. That is P5 gone. We said Nipam cannot make a mistake. He made a mistake. Oh, there's another car gone. Another car just disappeared from my relative. Who did we lose?
Kyle Shah. We lost the fuck you cancer.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Mercedes.
Yeah, the fuck you cancer Mercedes, unfortunately, out of the race. Was that a disconnect? Was that an abandon? Unsure, but that is very unfortunate. In any case,
Yes.
this fight continues. What is Sami Kali in relation to Nipam? About 20 seconds advantage over Nipam. Even with fresher tires, Nipam has to do an amazing laps. Nipam has to go below 2 minutes to make this count.
But Nippam is currently in P5.
Yes, but Sami Kali is in P4, taking over as Bosniakov was in that P4. Oh, you mean Nipam? Nipam actually getting that position? That is incredible.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh.
I know my sim racers. I know my.
I
sim
didn't
racers.
believe you believed, and That is... You must be playing some kind of a guessing game. Or if... Or you have to tell me the next lottery ticket, because this is it's a great prediction by you. And a solid drive, and if a mistake here and there could have been higher up, but... Well, still 20 minutes to go, and in those 20 minutes, a lot can change, especially in this fight right here.
And Jordan goes sub 2 minutes with a 1:59.9.
He does. In a Jordan Burroughs-esque style. It is the quickest lap of the race. It is sub 2 minutes. There is no waiting now. That Porsche needs to get on the back of these two cars.
Yeah, they're still, Matteo Schmidt doesn't seem to be really making, since he closed up, doesn't seem to make any effort to, or has the ability to try and attack Zaristo here.
No, indeed not. Zaristo keeping the gap. Ooh, that's very wide by the level. That is invalidated lap. Is that a warning? Is it not? I'm not sure, but I don't know how... Well, I really don't know how many warnings Matteo Schmidt has.
Oh, that is a feature I'm missing, that we can see that. That would be very helpful.
I shall try and find that out through other means, but in the meantime, the fight continues, but the car that we're watching is this Porsche from Jordan Burroughs, catching up. Last lap, it was a full second on Matteo Schmidt, and just under a second against Oscar Zaristo. Oh, 25 minutes to go. Panders, who does this race go to?
So, there is a chance for... So, like, I'm 80% sure that it might be Zaristo taking P1, Matteo Schmidt P2, and John Burroughs P3. If I do some mental gymnastics, I can see Zaristo and Schmidt starting to fight in the last 10 minutes with Jordan being able to close up, and then everything goes.
Alright, but does your prediction change if I tell you that Matteo Schmidt is on 3 warnings?
Then, yes.
It is going to be tight. There is no mistakes, no room for mistakes here.
No mistakes. If Matteo Schmidt loses that P2, Zaristo is going to take P1 and John Burroughs is going to take P2, because I don't know. It's a gut feeling.
Oh. Let's see that BMW keeping it on the flat stuff. Very, very tight. I mean, we could assume that Aston Martin probably has a warning or two as well. And we don't know about Jordan Burroughs. We saw Burroughs going wide. We saw him push like a lion. So, the last lap by Jordan Burroughs, another 59. 59.977 versus the quickest lap, which is a 59.972. Jordan Burroughs doing what he does best. Being quick in that Porsche, and it is going down to the wire, which we love.
Yes, with nearly 25 minutes left, we're on to some pretty spicy last couple of laps here. Matteo Schmidt now, so Zaristo is doing a very good effort of keeping that gap of 1 second pretty constant, I'd say. So that of course again alludes to the thing I already mentioned with just being consistent. The team Tiger Racing team, Oscar Zaristo and Ben, his teammate, doing very good work in the Aston Martin today.
They are really the Mr. Consistency team, and that Aston, which, again, I did not expect the Aston to do well here. This isn't a favorite track of the Aston. The VIP is decent, but these Aston guys are really overperforming, and I love watching them. I love that car, but that Porsche is getting bigger and bigger with each corner. Let's see, Nipam Shah, not really. 17 seconds still, Samikal. Samikal is on 201s. Matteo Schmidt goes off track once again. That is an invalidated lap. That is a red lap on our relative. No DT just yet.
Yeah, he's now nearly 2 seconds behind. Fell 2 seconds behind, so nearly lost a second there.
It must have been a mistake then.
Yeah, so I see Jordan Burroughs now smelling the opportunity, smelling the fear.
Oh, looming large in the mirrors, larger and larger as laps go by. Jordan Burroughs on the pace. Actually, Saristo is keeping that 5-second gap. It is Schmidt who is now falling back. And if Schmidt falls back into the clutches of Jordan Burroughs, it's again Saristo who's gonna profit from it. Just extend the gap.
Yeah, everything going according to plan for team Tiger Racing Team here, based out of Finland. Both drivers are Finnish.
Are they? Both Ben Norton and Oscar Saristo?
I think so. I think Ben Norton is Finnish as well. Or do I mix that up right now? I don't think I mixed that up.
Well, I shall double check. No, Ben Norton is from the UK. Ben Norton isn't really a Finnish nickname, I'd say. Or a Finnish name.
I've seen many names that doesn't fit the nationality, so... Anyway, John Burroughs is closing the gap to Matteo Schmidt, but not to Saristo. So you're right, still 5 seconds.
2 tenths to Saristo and a second to Matteo Schmidt. This is looking more and more likely like a fight for P2 instead of a fight for P1. Was that a mistake by Nipam Shah? Nipam Shah has an invalidated lap. Catching up to Sami Kali right about a second per lap. Nipam is putting the pace on. That is the quickest Nipam's been entire race. Also, that is quickest or personal best by Andre Katz, who took over the 23 BMW, matching Nipam the exact same lap time. Andre Katz definitely has the pace there, but way too far off. 20 seconds behind, actually 9 seconds behind Felix Scheff, so... maybe towards the end of the race we might see Andre Katz and Felix Scheff fighting it out for P7. Currently, this fight raging on. This time, Jordan Burroughs not on a great lap, lost a little bit of time. It's again 5 seconds, didn't really gain anything. It is just ever so close. It takes one mistake. Oh, Matteo Schmidt again with an invalidated lap time. That is again a red lap time on our timing table. And Nipam with a 1:59.77 invalid. That would have been the fastest lap of the race. Nipam is taking no prisoners. 15 seconds in 18 minutes. That is too much. That is, I believe, too much. Without that spin, possibly, but right now, I think this is not going to happen for Nipam. Oh, here we go. Here is Pozniakov, who's getting out of the way for the leading trio. At least for the Aston Martin. Now, Matteo Schmidt's going to catch up very soon, and Jordan Burroughs right behind. The quickest car currently, Oscar Saristo.
Yes, and I accidentally muted myself there.
Oh, we didn't even notice. I carried through that.
Yeah, I didn't even notice as well, because I didn't hear you as well. That's why I talked the whole time. Alright, what did you go through just there?
Well, I went through the interesting fact that Andre Katz is catching up to Felix Scheff and has amazing pace, but also Nipam has really, really good pace. Nipam would have done the quickest lap of the race, if not for invalidated. And catching up to Sami Kali, but just not enough. 14 seconds in 17 minutes with 2 minutes per lap. It's not enough.
Well, that's very good because I nearly said the same. Especially about keeping an eye on Felix Scheff and Andre Katz, because Andre Katz is gaining some ground with over 50 minutes left.
Great minds think alike.
At least when it comes to racing.
Indeed. But yeah, everybody now in the 2.0, just 2 flats. The pace is looking very, very good, even from our top 5 and from Andre Katz, who's on P8, pushing that car right up to the back of Felix Scheff. It's going to be tight. I think Andre Katz might have 1 or 2 chances for that P7.
Yeah, if so. I mean, he's still 8 seconds behind. Probably it would help if Felix Chef makes a mistake here or there, but Felix Chef also didn't really show any signs of not being in control of the car over the race, so that is gambling on luck.
Yeah, if Jeff keeps it clean, I think Katz is just gonna run out of time, just a little bit. Let's see, last lap, it is again, this time is Jordan Burroughs, who is the quickest. Matteo Schmidt still losing time. It's just about 2 seconds between all three cars. Just not in the slipstream, but that Porsche's closing in. That Porsche does look big. Oh no, that's the car of Pozniakov, so Pozniakov's probably gonna get out of the way very soon.
Yeah, but still, the gap from Jordan Burroughs to Zaristo didn't decrease. There's still 5 seconds. There's still a 5-second gap, so still doing Zaristo doing all he can in that P1 to drive that position home.
Oh, there we see Jordan Burroughs flashing Pozniakov in the BMW. Get out of the way. My fight is more important. You're just a side character here, most likely. And does the BMW get out of the way? It gives Jordan Burroughs a toe. It's not really getting out of the way. Maybe before Spoon Corner? BMW gets a side, lifts. Jordan Burroughs goes through. Kevin Unda as well, going very wide to avoid this fight. And that is good avoidance by the back markers. Not really wanted to get involved, fight P1. That would be a sad thing to see again, a back marker getting in the way. Jordan Burroughs off track a little bit. That was an invalid lap. Oh no, actually the previous one, this was valid. This was just on the edge of that curb.
Yeah, now he's so we have Kevin Under coming under fire as a back marker again.
Yeah, slowing down a little bit. Oh no, taking a wide line, letting Jordan Burroughs through. Fair play by Kevin Under right there. But you know who did a big lap? Felix Chef. 2:00.725 versus Andre Katz, who did 2:01.3. So that is half a second in the hands of Felix Chef, and that's a one lap that Katz will not get back and will not catch. And that might just be cementing Chef's place in P7.
Yeah, because we already crossed the 15 minutes mark, so we're in the last 15 minutes of the race, and if Andre Katz wants to get a shot at Felix Chef, he needs to get going, because 7 seconds is the gap right now with those lap times trading for the fastest. He doesn't have much time left. He really needs to get going.
No, every lap really needs to be 2:00 flat.
Yeah, and I gotta say, same with Jordan Burroughs. He had a massive walk through the field at the beginning of the race, but now he stalled a bit in that third position. Still around a 2-second gap to Jordan Burroughs, and still around close to 5 seconds to the leader. To get anything out of this, he needs to, let me say it like this, haul some ass as well.
He does indeed. Time's ticking away. Needs to get close, but not only that, needs to overtake. And overtaking is difficult here in any car, especially in a Porsche against the BMW. The more time passes by, the stalemate looks to be more and more likely to be the end result.
Yeah, or something happens, but like right now, I see Zaristo taking this 12 minutes. That's about what, 5 laps? A bit more, let's say 6 laps.
6 or 7 laps maximum, yeah. Cross the line, our cars go. It is a 2:00.6, 2:00.5 by Matteo Schmidt. Burroughs 2:00.6. There is no change here. There is a tenth here, a tenth there. Gaps aren't closing. They're staying as there is. Have the tires run out? Have the drivers been a little bit too tired? Is this it?
Might be. Is it? I mean, you don't want to jinx it, of course, but Oscar Zaristo is doing everything he can right now to keep that first place, and it is working. Jordan
It
Burroughs
is.
now catching up a little bit. Now 1.8, 1.9 seconds behind Schmidt, but he's running out of time as well to get that second place.
He needs
Matteo
to
Schmidt.
Yeah, he needs to catch up pronto. There's no time left, and that move, it's not gonna come easy.
Oh no, we saw that over the course of the race. Getting by people here, you either rely on on mistakes, or you have a very hard time to get anything, because you saw, especially that BMW can get so you can just park that thing on the racing line and you just can't get by. So Matteo Schmidt here in a good position to defend from John Burroughs with 1.5, 1.6 seconds behind now.
It is looking more and more likely that Sarista just gonna extend this gap, and that Schmidt's gonna fall into the clutches of Burroughs, and that fight might not be what Schmidt is looking for.
No, definitely he's looking for the fight in front, but I don't see that happening anymore. Schmidt was close to Zaristo a couple of minutes ago, and Zaristo just managed to pull what was it, a 0.5 second gap to a 2.5 second gap. So
Pretty much.
there's it again.
Once again, this time it is Schmidt who's dropping pace. However,
Andre Katz.
Andre Katz, get a load of this guy. In P8, in a BMW, really not liking this car, this track. Fastest lap of the race, that is a purple lap from the BMW. Well done, Andre.
Well done, yes. So yes, well, he improved. So he gained about 2 seconds on Felix Chef. That's not enough, though.
It is not enough. Time's running out. It's still 6 seconds. 6 seconds back. Andre needs every lap to be like this. You can see Felix Chef in the distance, but like every lap like this, and then an extra lap for an overtake. And I don't think there's time for that. Oh, Jordan Burroughs invalidating this one lap. Did he lose time? No, he didn't. He gained actually time. That could have been a little bit of a warning. 1.2 seconds now away from Matteo Schmidt. The draft is becoming a thing.
Yes, I mean, he has 9 minutes left to do the job. It's gonna be tight, but he's reeling in 1.1 seconds now, so maybe 2 more laps and then he has 2 laps to attack, or yeah, maybe.
Oh, but where does he do it? Turn 1 is not really a chance for a Porsche. Doesn't need to do it through 130R. Just keep behind a BMW, hope that a BMW has some understeer, has to lift more, and then send it in the chicane. I think that's the realistic option here.
Yeah, let's see which option he chooses. First, he needs to get back onto that BMW. Now 1 second behind Matteo Schmidt. It really doesn't matter what happens. I think Zaristo will be happy that those two are starting to fight behind him, and will be pretty GG easy P1, hopefully.
Ooh, still, yeah, P1 is it's still 8 minutes away for that Aston Martin number 127, the Tigor Racing team. But every lap looking ever so more likely really an upset win here. An upset pole position into an upset win from Honda to an Aston Martin. Oh, that's a yellow flag for Michael Bavier, who is 7, who did 4 laps in total, and now is driving again.
Okay.
That is an interesting choice.
Yeah, he's going back into the pits. Okay.
All right, and that was, yeah, returning to the more eventful fight.
Yeah, with John Burroughs now 0.8 seconds behind Schmidt. Just not going onto the back straight now. Porsche's gonna lose out again.
Needs to be closer than this.
Yeah.
Needs that slipstream. Desperately needs that slipstream. Yeah, the BMW just gaps the Porsche. 130R? Maybe the Porsche can carry more speed? Not really. Not really, no. It's not the case. Orange Aston Martin going away, but the Porsche not closing it enough. What do we have? 4 laps left in this race? Oh. Going down really to the wire. Alright, this time too far, but it's 7 tenths, 8 tenths. This is the closest that Jordan Burroughs has been to Matteo Schmidt. Maybe through the S's. This I do want to see from the inside.
Now he's catching up, 0.3 seconds behind.
This is the understeer. That BMW just struggling. It does have the grunt on the exit, but the BMW just a little bit struggling with the understeer here. 0.2, but this is not an overtaking spot. Solid lines from both. That is a little bit too much of a curve, but Matteo Schmidt. Oh, this is gonna be tight. This is gonna be a dive on the outside, but Jordan Burroughs goes deep, very deep. Matteo hogs the inside. Is the Porsche gonna get a good exit? Oh, that's a slight touch. Is that Jordan Burroughs going up in front? Yeah, he does. He does make the move, stick around the outside of the hairpin. Well done. But is this over? I don't think it is. The BMW has the grunt. BMW needs a really... Oh, what happened there?
I think he just misjudged where he was at the track. Oh,
mistake! Mistake, Jordan Burroughs. Wow, you can't script this. You cannot script this.
And now we have Felix Chef 0.8 seconds behind Postniakov.
Indeed, we do. Ooh, that was a...
But we stay with... Dang.
This is tough. This is tough to decide, but I do think, oh, a mistake from Matteo Schmidt. Is that done? Is that Jordan Burroughs out of sight, out of mind? In this 1 second, the slipstream is gone. Is that the V2 for Matteo Schmidt gone as well? I think it is.
I think it is. He is 1 second behind now, and now Jordan Burroughs through the next couple of corners will gain some time on him with the better handling through mid-speed corners.
But Panders, Oscar Saristo 4 seconds ahead, 4 minutes left, 3 laps, 2 or 3. We shall see, but is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, Felix Chef.
Yeah, trying to go for a move probably in the next couple of corners.
Is that another BMW with tire issues that just understeers all over the place? Ooh, that is both of these cars understeering, struggling a little bit. Definitely not the Porsche pace here from Felix Chef, but BMW doesn't look happy.
No, the BMW is getting bullied right now on the track.
Oh, that's a cautious line by the BMW. I don't think that's close enough. Maybe with a little bit of Audi acceleration, a little bit of boost. Maybe a close enough for the dive? No, not quite. Really looking for a mistake here from Pozniakov. And Pozniakov makes that mistake. Does cut across, but will he have the grunt here? No, he won't. Audi will just cover the inside into Spoon Corner, and that is done. That is Felix Chef up to P6.
Up to P6, yeah, with Pozniakov unfortunately dropping into P7 respectively, and Andre Katz still 6.2 seconds behind, so
yes.
Safe from that.
We were predicting Andre Katz to move up on Chef here, but it's Chef who overtakes Pozniakov. Well done.
Very well done indeed. Nipam Shah still 7.6 seconds behind Sam Mikhail, so I don't think anything is gonna happen there over the next couple of laps. And Jordan Burroughs 3.7 seconds behind P1. I think we are about to see, if everything goes as planned, Oscar Saristo.
It is 2 more laps. It is 2 more laps, Panders. This one plus 1 more lap for Oscar Saristo to bring this victory home. An unlikely victory in the Aston Martin. Oh, no way! That is a drive-through from Nippon! Pushing as much as possible. I don't think that will
Oh,
matter.
no.
Jeff is a full minute behind, but Nippon with a drive-through.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Oh, I would say that's probably at the exit of Spoon Corner, going just a little bit wide. It won't matter. It doesn't make a difference. Does Nippon take it? No, he does not. He's just gonna say take the 30-second penalty at the end. But unfortunate.
Yeah.
Sammy Cali can breathe a sigh of relief now, even if he was ever in doubt.
Yes, and good thing that this drive-through doesn't crush my prediction.
It doesn't. It still stays in P5. Nippon's doing really the best job he can to fulfill your prediction in the end.
Yes, very good. I'm gonna thank him after the race.
But that's fine. Jordan Burroughs, 3 seconds behind Oscar Sarista. Burroughs is gaining, but that Aston, there is no way anymore. That would have to be a massive, massive mistake, and I don't think Sarista is, at this point, capable of making one. It is the final lap. It was a fantastic drive by Sarista, crossing the finish line. Just one more lap of this track, and it's going to be a great, great victory.
Yeah, now it's really all about keeping it together. Porsche behind is
Leader is on the final
3
lap. Give it
seconds
all you can.
behind. This is
This
a
is,
fine drive.
indeed,
Yeah,
a final
this is
lap.
now really the victory lap now.
Matteo Schmidt has nothing left. Matteo Schmidt is on 201s now. Jordan Burroughs keeping the pace up. He's in 200.3 with Sarista 200.7. But Sarista just had the pace. Just kept that fantastic pace throughout every single stint. Let's not forget Ben Norton as well, who did a fantastic job as well. Keeping the pace up, consistency, 0 mistakes. What a race. What a race by these guys. As they navigate the Degner 1, Degner 2 for the final time. I do hope we get either one of these two in the commentary booth later for an interview. Because I cannot stop singing praises.
Nippon Shah in the pits now.
Well, Nippon probably had an uneventful ending and decided to take that penalty, as it's not gonna affect anything really. Felix Chef in the just exiting Degner corners or going into the hairpin, but our now attention focuses. Oscar Sarista in the Tigre Racing Team, Aston Martin 127 on the back straight. There's just 2 corners left, 3 corners left really, with probably 2 of them being more critical. The Porsche still looming in the mirrors, but it's not gonna be enough. The chances have been, the attempt has been made, but this team just excelled. Whatever was thrown at them, and a great victory.
Yeah, there are many ifs and buts and coulds, but the reality is, Tiger Racing Team
The leader has finished the race.
is taking it home. P1,
Well
congratulations.
done. However,
Solid drive.
we do have to jump to this fight over here. This is a fight for P7. This is Andre Katz on Pozniakov. Pozniakov just didn't have the pace right here. Oh, it's gonna be a straight drag to the line, but I think, yeah, Pozniakov gets that. That was so tight. Or does he? Does he get that? Is Andre Katz gonna get it? Who's gonna have the better straight line to the finish? It is Pozniakov who gets it by the slimmest of margins. That is incredible finish. That is less than 100 of a tenth of a second. That is 99 hundredths that Pozniakov finishes in front. But well done here to Oscar Sarista. Well-deserved donuts. What a victory in the 3 hours of Suzuka. Well done. P2 by great effort, Jordan Burroughs. Could have been P1, unfortunate strategy, which I believed in, which didn't turn in, it didn't have the results in the end. Matteo Schmidt had the pace, always had the pace, but just not quite there, the winning pace. P4, Sami Cal in that Honda, a fantastic result. Shame about the drive-through at the start, but kept it clean most of the lap. Nippon Shah, well, still the car that hasn't finished this race. with that drive through P5, it is just minimizing as much as possible the damage that has been done to Team VRM.
Yeah, really. So first, team. I forgot the name again. The Aston Martin 127. Congratulations for the win. John Burroughs, Matteo Schmidt. Congratulations for P2 and 3 respectively. The rest, Sami Kal, awesome drive. Nipam Shah salvaged everything he could have done. I mean, like with the bad luck he had, fifth place was really the optimum result here. Everybody else, we see Joris back. Oh no, okay. We just see everybody that was in the game right now. That's been in the game. Yeah, so P4, Sami Kali, P5, Nipam Shah, P6, Felix Chef, P7, Andrei Pozniakov, P8, Andrei Katz. And then we have everybody that did not finish today.
However, Andre Katz with the fastest lap of the race.
True. Yeah, we have. And he did that pretty late in the race, right?
He did indeed, like in the late stages of the race, setting that fastest lap. From a driver that we know it's quick, didn't really expect to contend for the win, but well done. And yeah, that was the Suzuka 3 hour. Great racing, really tight until the end. It was Oscar Sarista and Ben Norton. I am hoping that we do get Oscar Sarista, and we do indeed, who's gonna join us in the commentary any moment. And we do indeed have Oscar Sarista. First of all, well done, a fantastic victory. I don't think we really expected that from Aston Martin, but tell us how you feel.
Tired, hot, dying. Extremely unexpected win. From P9 especially. But, damn. Good race.
Yeah, you did a very good job, and it's something I alluded to in the stream a couple of times. You guys just had the consistency. You did a very good job keeping those lap times pretty close to each other. So, what was strategy-wise? How did you guys cope? What was your strategy going into this race?
Well, we didn't really have a strategy, we just kinda did what seemed the best in the conditions. It was really weird with the wet to dry, but still horribly slippery track all race, so we just went with the flow.
A question. So, Aston Martin is not a really great car here. There's a few other cars that are really on top of it. But you made it work. You made it work in the wet, you made it work in the dry. What was the secret, if you can tell us that?
I'd tell you if I knew a secret.
Honesty there. That's what I value. It's just the car looked fantastic. And really, in your hands and in Ben Norton's hands. Were there any sketchy moments? How many warnings did you have?
We had 2 warnings. The sketchiest moment was obviously me not changing drivers for the last stint, which I was meant to do, but I didn't, so that was fun. I don't think we actually had that many sketchy moments. That's a good thing with the Aston. It's very stable car to drive, even if it isn't always on pace.
How was, since you had some very fast drivers behind you with John Burroughs, Matteo Schmidt, to name a couple of them, how did you guys handle the pressure once you were in front and you knew like, oh shit, this could be the win today?
I mean, we just really tried to focus on our own driving. Obviously, we had a good, nice 20-second gap to, I think it was Schmid in for the start of the second stint. Don't know how that happened, but yeah, we just kept our heads down basically and just kept doing our own thing without worrying too much about the cars behind.
All right, I have one final question. Kailami is next up, already next weekend. How prepared are you, and how do you feel about Aston there?
Well, I'm not prepared, but the Aston is generally pretty good there. Should be a pretty good race. Obviously, maybe not quite Porsche Audi level, but I think there's good possibilities for a good result there, with a short race as well.
All right, Panders, do you have any questions, or do we send Mr. Saristo out?
I don't have any further question. I think Mr. Risto needs some rest now. So
And a shower.
congratulations, yeah, congratulations again on P1 and Suzuka today. Again, great job, stellar driving, and I'm looking forward to see you next time around.
Yeah, thanks.
See you around then. All right, and that would indeed be the end of our stream. It was a great 3-hour race, the first of the Enduros. With the next weekend, we are at Kailami for a 30-minute sprint race. You looking forward to that, Panders?
Oh yes, I gotta be honest. I enjoy those quick, short races a bit more because they're usually more action packed.
They indeed are. I do enjoy these long races. A lot happens, a lot of strategy, but everything has its charms. And Kalami, I think it's going to be a great race. It's a great racetrack, a lot of opportunities. So we do hope that you join us again next weekend, same day, same time, for a Kalami 30-minute sprint. And from me, that will be everything. Have a very good night and see you around.
Yeah. Good night. Bye bye.